issues that shape your morning to the lighter moments that give you hope every other day. This is obviously your best companion for every morning. You're welcome. On this show, we bring you news, we bring you issues that pertains to politics, we bring you personality profiles, obviously. We take you into the world of sports. We also take you into the world of business. We crunch the numbers. And obviously, the judiciary is not left out. Everywhere, including your health and wellness. My name is Mohammed. Let me start by motivating you. Our quote for this morning is by Colin R. Davis, who says, "The road to success and the road to failure are almost exactly the same." So the road to success, the road to failure are almost exactly the same. Very often, it is your attitude that determines that altitude. So please, sugar may look like salt from a distance. You just have to be circumspective in choosing the right road. That's how we're motivating you this morning. Let me help you improve your English language writing and speaking.
Blagger, blagger. Now, a blagger is a person who uses clever but dishonest ways to get what they want. I hope you understand what I said.
I do.
Then give me an example.
Clever but dishonest ways to get what they want. So I'm cautioning you not to believe.
So that's our word for you this morning. I always tell you this. Every morning here on the show, we help you improve your English language writing and, of course, speaking. This morning on our Video of the Day segment, we bring you the latest song by Prosecutor. Is the morning. This is the first time you're hearing it. First time airplay. First time you're seeing a video of it. Prosecutor says, "Nyankopon oye." Time airplay. It was the first time you're seeing a video of it nowhere else but here on GH Today. The song is beautiful. Mumayenka, indeed. Let me repeat the song. This latest song, Nyami Ye, that takes us to court today. All right, so it's time for court today, and Captain has joined me. Captain, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Lily. I am fine. How about you?
I'm doing awesome. Thanks for asking.
When I see you in the mood like this, in the mood and the shape like this, your colors and all of that. Wow. The day that you are in early mood.
You know,
today is Wednesday, you know.
Today is a good day.
Yeah.
You know, I love Wednesdays. Midweek suggests that we're inching closer to the week. So
certainly so.
Yeah.
Certainly so.
It lightens up my mood.
So yesterday when I was signing off, I did mention that, look, today I'll be discussing the issue of EOCO, economic and organized crime office, right? I think some time ago it used to be unit.
Yes.
So
some time ago it was a serious fraud office.
Absolutely. Yeah. And then it's been revised to
the
economic and organized crime office. And there are those who see the abbreviation and say EOCO.
Yeah.
And there are those who say EOCO. I'm going to say the Gen Z is following the
millennials. Anyway.
Yes. So
what's up with the EOCO?
Yes. The boards of the various units under the Office of the Attorney General and Ministry of Justice are being put together. And in respect of what is happening, the board is supposed to champion policies, is supposed to see to the day-to-day running administration, even though we have the directors or the various, in fact, in terms of the units under, we have the various heads and all of that. But there should be a team that think about whatever happened, what is supposed to be done, steps that are supposed to be taken, moves that are to be done to ensure that the office operates within its mandate and does its work effectively and ensure that its mandate is dealt with and dealt with well. The Attorney General and Minister for Justice, Dr. GHOne, has been swearing in the board of EOCO, in fact, an 8-member board. And guess who is the chairperson of the board? Daniel Yao Domelevo. He is the board chair. But before, when the Attorney General swore them in, he gave them some advice. And let's hear from the Attorney General, Dr. GHOne.
I urge you to focus on 4 critical areas of the work of the Economic and Organized Crime Office. The first one, and to me the most important, is strengthening EOCO's capacity. That is, the requirement of us to strengthen the capacity of the EOCO means that we should invest in technology, in training, and intelligence-led investigation so that EOCO can keep pace with the sophistication of criminal enterprises so that they can be disrupted and punished for their actions. The second thing is to ensure integrity and independence. You have to guard the EOCO against external interference, even from me, and internal compromise. Very, very important. Without integrity, EOCO cannot command the trust of the public. The third thing that I would want you to focus on is to recover and protect national assets. Use the powers of the office to trace, seize, and recover the proceeds of crime, and ensure that such resources are channeled back into national development.
So that's Attorney General and Minister of Justice saying EOCO.
Yeah. So for the Attorney General, he's much more comfortable going the EOCO. And some of us are also
all the alphabets.
Absolutely. And some of us are also comfortable using the EOCO. Depending on which side you are and the one that you do. So the AG is admonishing them to put their best foot forward to ensure that the office runs well, and also do not be biased in the way you do things, and make sure that everything that has to be retrieved for the state is done. But the chairperson, Daniel Yao Domelevo, says, look, me as a chair will have policies in place to ensure that this office is very effective. Let's hear it.
We cannot do more than what the law requires of us. The law requires that we provide policy guidance for the EOCO office or the Economic and Organized Crime Office. And that is what we are going to do for the organization. Ours is basically to ensure that they have the right climate, they have the right policies in place so that they can do their work. And
Daniel,
yes, so he said that, look, we'll make sure that whatever we are supposed to do, we'll do that and all of that. But he said, look, there's one thing that Ghana as a country, we have not been doing rightly to make economic crime very bitter for those who are perpetrating it. Let's hear from him again.
You know my position already. As far as I'm concerned, I think there's one thing that this country has not done well at all. People get away with crime always. People commit economic crimes on us. And like I told the minister, it's unconscionable for government to be raising taxes from the people and borrowing money for on behalf of the people, creating debt for generations yet unborn. And all you see is that they are looting and sharing the money and there are no consequences. So that is where we have to push the agenda. My aim is to see how we can create the right environment for economic and organized crime to be unattractive in the country. If you come after our money, we come after you, more or less. So protecting the public purse is basically the...
Come after our money, we come after you.
Yes.
that's quite interesting to hear that.
He's a tough talking person.
Yeah,
he speaks very...
Like some boy will say, he's a tough seed. But what are some of his expectations as he takes on this new role?
Yeah, so as a board chair, he thinks that, look, I have been given some responsibility. And with the kind of person that I'm known to be, like he mentioned, if you come after, I will come after you. He will make sure that he demonstrates that personality to champion the cause of EOCO.
They should be excited by the fact that they know this guy, he doesn't care stepping on necks. People talk about stepping on toes. Me, I can even break your neck and go. Because when it comes to the national issues, I don't care who is involved. So they should be happy that the time has come. And it is a collective issue. It is not only for us. Citizens should get on board. They should help us to protect the public purse. I think it should be painful to all of you when you don't get the health service that you require, your roads are bad, electricity is not good, and all you hear is that millions of the money is being misappropriated by public office holders. I think this should be a thing of the past. And collectively, let's fight it.
Okay, so that's Daniel Yawo-Domelovo. He's the current board chair of the Economic and Organized Crime Office, EOCO. He's been speaking on his expectations. I know that he's been one of the principal persons in the oral team. Has he been speaking on that?
Yeah, so
what have they been up to?
We did ask him, so what's latest on oral? I said, look, yeah, the reason oral is here is that the recovery is the most important. So those of you who have been sitting looting state resources, Daniel Yawo-Domelovo says, listen to this one.
Oral is number one on the agenda. In fact, to be honest with you, the recovery is very key, and we must do that. But we must move beyond just the recovery. We must also put in prevention. So I normally talk about OPRA, Operation Prevent and Recover All Loot. So we must put preventive measures in place, as well as anybody who takes public funds, we go after the person, recover the money, and put it into the kitty.
For telling you.
All right.
Sure. So those of you who want an update on oral, he said, look,
there you have it.
Yes. So that will go in and all of that. But there's one thing that he's also been talking about. He said that, look, even at the tail end of it, you hear from him himself. He said, look, we are lucky pa say he's not the executive director of EOCO. And Kamwewu, let's hear from him.
Fighting crime is an expensive venture. It takes a lot of investment to be able to fight crime. And the two key factors that they require are what the minister mentioned. The first one is the human resource. In fact, the human resource is far more important to me in every organization than any other thing. So we have to look at how we skill them, how we train them, how we resource them, motivate them. So to be able to do the work. And doing the work may also require a lot of technology, like forensic lab and etc., which are expensive. They need to do that so that we can create a situation in Ghana where there will be deterrence. The most important thing is deterrence. There's no deterrence now. It seems like public servants are hardened. They can just take any amount because they think nothing is going to happen. We should create deterrence for people to know that, look, if you touch our money, we will come after you. And so that is what we are expecting. Mind you, I'm not the executive director. Like I would have said, Mo. But I am the board director. I will still be on his neck and ensure that we do the right thing. So to protect our public funds.
So you are lucky that he is not the executive director, like he would have said, because he's going to deal with the issue of economic crime and all of that. So that is the chairperson of the EOCO board. Tomorrow we'll discuss the issue of Legal Service Board, where we hear from the Attorney General, the Deputy, and some of the members also on that committee. So that is with respect to the issues of EOCO. Yeah.
What else are we looking at?
So, Cecilia, Dapa OSP back in the news again. Yesterday, there were news circulating that the FBI has cleared Madam Cecilia Dapa over the issues of corruption and corruption-related matters, money laundering. You note that when the OSP started confiscating Madam Cecilia Dapa's properties, cash and all of that, the court directed that, look, the requirement have not been met, send the monies back to her. That has been done. The docket referred to EOCO. We're being told that the previous administration said that, look, probably there's nothing more to do. So the docket was returned. The new administration came, called for the docket, and then we heard some few things. So yesterday, when the report started going around, then the OSP immediately came out and said, look, it's not entirely so what we were reading in the report. That is the issue. So the OSP sought to clarify. So let's have that statement from the OSP, the Office of the Special Prosecutor, and let's go into it quickly what the OSP is saying. So clearly, the OSP is saying that, look, the attention of the Office of the Special Prosecutor has been drawn to a misleading report on the findings regarding investigations involving Ms. Cecilia Dapa, that's the former sanitation minister, Madam Cecilia Dapa. Certain media outlets reported that the FBI found no evidence of corruption, while others claim that FBI found no direct evidence of corruption. Some have gone further to publish that the FBI has cleared Cecilia Dapa. These reports, according to the OSP, are inaccurate and mischievous misrepresentation of the OSP's half-yearly report, page 9, bullet 2.26. The findings were the result of investigations conducted by the OSP and a parallel aspect by the FBI at the instance of the OSP. Then he went on to say that the report clearly indicated that no direct, but he said that the report indicates that no direct or immediate evidence of corruption was found. A carefully defined legal standard. So the OSP is giving us that definition of why they are saying that no direct and immediate evidence of corruption was found. A carefully defined legal standard that is materially different from the blanket phrase as no evidence or has been cleared. The OSP further emphasizes that the case was referred to the Economic and Organized Crime Office, that's EOCO, under the previous leadership of EOCO because investigations uncovered strong indications of suspected money laundering and structuring. Then it went on to say, which fall within the EOCO's direct mandate. The previous leadership of EOCO did not act on it and returned the docket to the OSP. The OSP returned the docket to EOCO upon request by the new leadership. The OSP urges all media outlets to report with precision and fidelity to the text of official documents to ensure accurate, fair, and responsible public communication on matters of high national interest. So that is the response from the office of the Special Prosecutor in relation to the report that was circulating yesterday that the FBI has cleared Madame Cecilia Dapaah of all allegations, or Madame, there's no evidence in relation to what we have heard so many times has been alleged. So that is from the office of the Special Prosecutor.
What else are we looking at?
So there's an interesting conversation that we'll be having beyond today. And I'm going to pick your initial thoughts on this. So you and your partner are there. You are expecting a baby to come. Then your husband whispers to you that, Lily, immediately this child is born, I want us to conduct a DNA test. What will be your initial reaction?
My husband?
Yes.
And he says he wants to conduct DNA test.
DNA test on the baby when born. You are for it? You don't have issues?
No.
You will not see him too. You will not look at him too.
Well, after the test is done and it confirms that that's your child, now there you go see. But initially, I have no
take it cool.
Oh, me.
I see. So
I don't think that's. I mean, where we've gotten to. If a child doesn't belong to somebody, you want to give it to that person. I mean, those days are far gone.
Will you feel disrespected? Will you feel that your partner do not trust you?
But you see, things happen.
Yes.
Sometimes
there's no smoke without fire.
Yes. Not even between us. Sometimes even at the hospitals.
Yes.
Things happen.
Yes.
Sometimes babies are changed.
Swapping of babies. Yeah.
You never know. So I'll give you the go-ahead. And you know, elsewhere, there have been instances where people have DNAs. Yeah. And even though there's no proof that there's infidelity or whatsoever, the DNA still comes out to show that that is not the child of the man. And the genetic factors. And then there was a story I read where it said that the man had a twin in the womb. He was a twin in the womb, but he ate up his twin in the womb. So he came out as a single child. Now, the DNA of the twin was in him. So when they conducted a DNA test, that of his...
any of the...
Yes. They couldn't detect that there was a match between him and the child, but upon further investigation, it revealed that indeed he was a twin in the womb, but he ate up his twin brother in his womb. So his twin's DNA is what matched with his baby. Wow. So a lot of,
science
has shown us that it's not entirely the case that when you do not match up with your baby, it means that there's infidelity. No, it's not entirely
So I'm
the
sure,
case.
Listening to you carefully, you will be with those who think that there should be a mandatory test.
I don't think I have a problem. Yeah. I'm a very liberal person. I mean, anybody who knows I'm a very liberal person. And so if you're a man, you want to conduct a DNA test, now your money.
So this is a conversation that in the course of the week we'll have, and then we'll listen to the public. There was a marriage conference yesterday that I attended, and there was one of the issues that came to the fore, and a lot of lawyers, judges, experts were sharing their views. And for the participants who also attended, we saw their views and all of that. So you see at some point tomorrow or in the coming days, we discuss with you the sisterhood will be proud on them, those that they will be disappointed in them.
For some, they think that it means it largely rests on trust.
On trust, yes.
But
the responses
in
we
this era
have,
where so I am for it.
Yeah.
If you think you want to conduct DNA test, that's fine.
It's fine. Somebody was just telling me, but when we are done, and it proves that it is yours.
What you say? So if it's a new baby, sometimes you can.
But at what point do you want it done? Immediately after birth, or you allow the child?
Right after birth. Okay. Why wait till years on, and then maybe there are certain genetic factors that show that
I remember
the child is not yours?
In the course of the discussion, the issue of our former national star, Neo Dati Lamte, came to the fore, and all of that. So we'll bring you this particular conversation. But Former Attorney General Betty Mood Idrusu has been making the call that, look, the laws that govern our marriages now, it's outdated. It should be amended. He said, look, if you look at marriages today and the laws today and then, a lot of things ought to be changed.
We have evolved.
Yeah, we have evolved and
things
we have to change them. So,
and now, before, marriage was such a big deal. Now, marriage is not such a big deal. And some women say, I do not want to be married. And some women even go ahead to say, I want to be married, but I do not want to have children. Even some men say that I want to be married, yes, I want the companionship, but I do not want children. So the world has evolved.
It's evolved, it's true. So let's hear from Betty Mood Idrusu, a former Attorney General, on the issue of marriage and the laws.
I was a former Attorney General and Minister of Justice of Ghana. In that capacity, in 2010, I stood very proudly.
That's all for court today, Lily.
Thank you very much. That should do for court today. Since I saw Nana Kwesi Boite, let me give a massive shout out going out to Leonard Ejemenu. He's estate manager for GPCL. Here you are the wonder man there. Continue doing wonders. Leonard Ejemenu, massive shout out going out to you, estate manager for GPCL. I take a break. I return shortly. You're welcome back to the show. This is still GH Today here on GHOne TV, your best morning companion. Let's head to Inside Out. On Inside Out this morning, we talk about healthcare delivery, and obviously, I'm sure you all know that Ridge Hospital is in the news with regards to inpatient response, with regard to emergency response, and regard to patient and health personnel relationship. Ralph Williams was at the emergency center or the emergency unit of the Ridge Hospital. We know that he together with a group of friends, assaulted a nurse at the emergency units. The health minister was at the Ridge Hospital yesterday. He had engagement with management. Let me bring you up to speed with what has happened so far, and then we'll have a conversation on the back of this.
The Minister of Health, Akando, visited the Greater Accra Regional Hospital following a violent incident that left staff traumatized and one nurse severely injured. The attack, which occurred Sunday evening, was led by a social media activist identified as Ralph St. Williams, aka fellow Ghanaians. According to hospital authorities, Ralph, who had injured fingers, became agitated after being asked to activate his card before receiving treatment. At the time, another accident victim with a head injury was receiving emergency attention. Moments later, Ralph returned to the hospital with about 50 rowdy men who stormed the emergency ward, assaulting staff and disrupting services. Nurses were forced to change out of their uniforms to avoid being targeted, but one nurse, Rejoice Tuchu, was brutally attacked, suffering injuries to her head, chest, and arm. Hospital management says the assault lasted 2 hours before calm was restored. Health Minister Kobena Minta Akando condemned the act, describing it as unacceptable under any circumstances.
What is very important is that irrespective of the level of provocation at any health facility in this country, it does not warrant any physical attack or assault on any health professionals. I do not think that our health professionals deserve this kind of treatment. It does not necessarily mean that the allegation of delay in attending to them is true or false.
He asked the police to investigate the incident and arrest all suspects linked to the attack.
And let me also make the point that we will investigate the alleged delay in the healthcare or in the treatment of those who were involved in the accident. This has also brought to fore about the security of the health personnel, especially at Ridge Hospital. And I have instructed that must continue, and we must put measures in place to prevent the reoccurrence of this particular incident. The law must take its own course. So the issue must be investigated, and the law must take its own course. That's what.
Just as the minister and his team were coming out of a closed-door meeting with the hospital's management, Ralph St. Williams, aka fellow Ghanaians, drove in a black vehicle, exchanged pleasantries with the team, and drove back.
All right, so that's what transpired at the Ridge Hospital. Yesterday, we learned that the Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association had issued a 48-hour ultimatum for the arrest of Ralph Williams. Yesterday in the evening, we learned that one person among the group was arrested at the Adabraka police station. Should this be good signal for the nurses and midwives in general that at least the police is on it? Or will they demand their full 48-hour ultimatum, and that if Ralph is not arrested within that time frame, then they will lay down their tools? But what happens to healthcare delivery? My producer and head of political desk has joined me. Ivy, good morning to you.
Good morning, Lily. This started like nothing, remember?
You know?
When we did the story, and that was before it even became a story of a national interest. And here we are today with GMA, the minority in Parliament, the Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association, the Ministry of Health, all issuing statements and taking actions in that regard, right? It brings to fore one thing, and I found that to be quite interesting, the reported assault and how that was even possible, given the fact that every health facility is supposed to have security. And so I would have wished that the security stationed at the Greater Accra Regional Hospital was able to nip this in the bud before it even escalated.
Now, many are also questioning at what point the security agencies realized that this was a security threat. Because I know that every hospital has a security post. They have a policeman on duty. Where were they? Because if you watch the video, you'd realize that there was a bit of noise in that unit. So where were the security personnel? Where lies their responsiveness when it comes to issues like these?
And that's the point I was making, that the hospital security ought to have been able to curb this, right? For the fact that the hospital security could not stop this speaks to why the minister says there are security lapses at the facility. And therefore, after investigations are said and done, if there's anything that the facility has to pay attention to, is the security. I know the facility inside out. In fact, there's a police post there, and I know that you are aware that the Greater Accra Regional Hospital has a police post yes, with policemen stationed there. So how come that they could not even also help address this matter? Now there are calls for arrest. That ought to have been done at the scene. That ought to have been done at the scene when this thing was taking place. Nonetheless, what is to happen is what the minister has done with the setting up of the committee to investigate this, Lily.
Because I am imagining if things had escalated and gone neck deep into wounds, open wounds. I mean, if I say open wounds, I mean people wielding weapons and slashing nurses here and there. What would the security personnel have done? Would they have waited? Or even if death had occurred, what would be the story we're telling this morning?
And I agree with you. This could have easily escalated beyond what we are dealing with now, where one individual was assaulted and is receiving treatment. It could have been worse. And so...
What if the nurses say, okay, listen, we're equally human, we have families, so I am retaliating?
Oh yes, we're fighting back. And like you mentioned, it's a human nature. So this is not a very light issue that we're dealing with. It's an issue that in dealing with it and finding solutions, the solutions will be far-reaching, that tomorrow we don't have a similar incident at Kolebu Teaching Hospital. We don't have a similar incident at 37. Maybe 37 nobody would there because there are men in uniform there, right? But the point I'm making is that the solution must be comprehensive enough to address similar incidences that could
Okay, so I'm sure you realize that my producer has sat by me. Somebody has taken her spot, Sarah Dankwa. She is with the research unit at the Ridge Hospital. Good morning, Sarah.
Good morning. Good morning. I'm good. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Now, we know that the emergency unit of Ridge Hospital is one of the busiest in the country. Walk us through a typical day in that unit.
Okay, thank you so much. So at the Ridge Hospital, anybody that is sent to the ED, and I'm speaking in relation to both doctors, nurses, pharmacists, and then of course the laboratory technician. Okay. So it's a full department on its own. Okay, so it runs 24/7, and in regards to policy from policymakers, that we are supposed to give our policy statement that's on the lips of even a baby at Ridge emergency, is that we are supposed to give emergency health care to everybody, every Ghanaian, irrespective of color, creed, whatever. I mean, even it goes beyond Ghanaians, because COVID, we're taking care of almost everybody. So on a typical day, you could have a normal emergency, medical, surgical, obstetrician's emergency, and then, of course, the surgical emergency normally is looking at the RTs, the road traffic accidents.
Okay.
And the road traffic accident is almost taking over the emergency because it's every single day you're getting crashes like crazy. And so sometimes, as a researcher, I get a little bit worried for the medical emergencies, the other emergencies, because they are taking over almost all the beds. So at a point in time, you need a strong emergency management system whereby the head of emergency, the doctors involved, the DDNS, that is the nursing bosses, have to make sure that we are following guidelines in running the ED. And it's difficult for Ghanaians to understand that a public hospital like Rage will decide to run a systemized emergency system. And when I say a systemized emergency system, I'm talking about where we run it with a triage system.
Okay.
And the triage system is a system that has been adapted by all emergencies across the world. You know, country by country, everybody decide which emergency system they will run. So, for example, if you go to Canada, we have the Canadian triage system. If you go to Australia, we have the Australian triage system. In Africa, unfortunately, South Africa is ahead. So we adapted the South African triage system in 2011. We have a policy statement that is binding us. We have an association called the Emergency Medicine Society of Ghana, making sure that the people that are working in the ED are well trained. Even if you are not an emergency specialist, you are trained how to run it. So when a typical case comes, we have to triage and know where the patient is going. Is it medical? Is it surgical? Is it obstetrician?
Triage.
It's a French.
Triage. When you say triage, when a patient walks in, what do you mean?
So it's sorting. We sort patients.
Okay.
So the word triage means sort, to sort out.
Okay.
So you are sorting patients.
To identify where
the patients will go with regards to time. You don't triage and say, oh, sit here, wait. No. You triage with time and so at the emergency, we triage you with time and we make sure that we are handing you over to a doctor. It's not like, sit down, they'll come. No. We triage you, we go and talk to the specialist, the doctor, whoever. This is this case, ABCD. You are triaged according to this color code. And so once you hear the color code, everybody is listening. So if you tell me it's a red case, there's no business of a red case sitting in an OPD and waiting.
Okay, so that's a critical case.
Yes, because so the trial system is so well planned that it tells just even an ordinary. I'm sorry to use ordinary because we have specialists working in the ED and non-specialists working in the ED. So for a staff nurse who had just completed nursing, if you come to the hospital and you are taken through the triage system, you'll be able to triage because we have types of triaging. We have advanced, basic triage, simple triage, advanced triage. And with advanced triaging, I'm expecting that a senior healthcare person with discretion. So when we say discretion, it could be a green case, but the specialist with his discretion could pick you out of the line and say it could lead to in 2 hours you could enter into a red zone. So so your discretion. So at the ED we discriminate. We have a discriminators list. It is the only part of the hospital system that can discriminate. And that's what people should
So in discriminating, you pick and choose, is that it?
So it's discriminating by protocol. So you just don't. So for example, if you take me, Sarah, I'm a church girl. I'm a pastor's daughter. If I have to discriminate on the grounds of religion, I'll take off only pastors and actually leave the others. But this time, there's a policy that shows you how to discriminate anyway. So for example, if I have 2 accident cases, my discriminator list can tell me that accident cases, one with pain at this score should be yellow. One with this pain at this score should be orange. One with this pain at this score should be red. And at that same limit, if there is an accident case and I have a child who is seizing, as in convulsing, there is no RTA under red. convulsion is there.
Okay.
If I have a diabetic whose sugar is 0.5, below a certain number, you could be bleeding, sir, but somebody is dying. Your head is chopped off, but I could fix it. When you give me 10 minutes, but in 10 minutes, this asthmatic is losing his breath. Okay. And so you could be still bleeding, but I'll be back.
Okay, so I think that is what a lot of Ghanaians or people do not understand.
Exactly.
When you walk into a hospital system, there's a discriminatory list.
Not when you go into an
emergency unit.
Yes.
There's a discriminatory list based on the symptoms that you're reporting or based on what they can see superficially.
And this one is left to the triagists.
Okay, so they are triage nurses.
The protocol.
So you can't bypass triage and be seen anywhere in the ED.
Okay.
Okay, so Lily, I want us to come to the specific case in question. What happened?
Okay, so I'm going to give an eyewitness report.
Okay.
On that Sunday, I was nowhere near the ED.
Okay.
But by the grace of God, the head of nursing, Mrs. Gifty, gave us the opportunity to do a situational report and do a proper analysis, comparative analysis from the victims. Okay. And it was the same story throughout.
Okay.
So incidents, according to them, started at 7 p.m. On that Sunday evening. Let's also remember that faithfully, the medical director, who is a surgeon, was on duty that day. So he was in a trauma room. So he attests to whatever the victim said. Okay. So at that 7:45 p.m., according to the triage nurse, there were two on duty. A gentleman, dark in color, entered the triage, did not stop there. So at the Range Hospital, as you said, you know there very well. Once you come through the right place, you come through the security guy at the ED. You go through a triage table, and then you come through either red or orange area. You see a nurse's station, then you move to the consulting room, then to the trauma room. It's a long distance to have moved bypass all these human beings and entered a trauma room. That is exactly what happened. But of course, there are ethics in emergency care. Okay. We have made, so according to Ministry of Health, you have to leave a small spot for disturbing patients. Not everybody in our community will apply all the things. The
rules protocol.
Exactly. So, of course, when they heard noise making and all that, they knew that, this is that day that's coming. So he enters our trauma room, according to our nurses, and then asks that he be seen. Per the trauma nurse, there was this gentleman with abrasions on 3 fingers. Okay. And it was a dry wound, according to them. But of course, the nurse at the trauma room asked the rotation nurse, who is now the victim, to put a gauze and a plaster on it and then attend to him whilst they attend to this patient on the stretcher who had been knocked down and had a head injury. Okay. So in doing a comparative analysis between the walk-in screaming patient on top of my head, you won't be in so much pain when you are screaming, but of course, pain is what the patient says it is. So,
and pain is relative.
Yes, but then, of course, per experience and all that, you are not in pain, sir. You would have been sitting quietly and then we'll come around. But how do we take off that patient off the stretcher but they still gave you a chair and started something. But this was the problem. At Range Hospital, of course, we use the digital health system. So you could come in, but everything we do for you, documentation, medical legal issues, it should be in our system where we could take care. The triage nurse could enter your vital signs. The doctor could clock you. Everything. Even you can't get medications if you are not in the system because the pharmacist will dispense your medication through the system. So please, can you, after securing it, could you go to the information desk, do a digital card and come back? I think that is when all hell broke loose. And then so he insisted that one follows him there to do the card. They said it wasn't done because, of course, 2 nurses, lack of human resource. So we can't even, who holds what for me to do what and all that. And said, okay, he has a Ghana card. So they should take it. There's a computer in the trauma room. They should open it. And then all his information will come on. The nurse was like, Ghana card, healthcare. No, this is Ghana. It's not applicable, sir. And you see, when she said this is Ghana, she was sending a very, very important triage message that you could be coming from, let's say, US or let's say Australia or Canada, where probably the Canadian system does that. But this is Ghana. But we don't have that in our system. And then, of course, he left the trauma room. So to them, he has understood and was going to do the card and come. Only for them. So let me take you again. Looking at the walkway to the trauma room, if anything is happening outside there, they wouldn't hear. So, but they heard noises. And they wouldn't leave the head injury patient and go and see what noise they were. Only to come out to hear that the noises were escalated. And almost 50 men enters the ED. Oh, that is scary enough. The ED now, you are suffocated to breathe. You know, you've been there, so you know how our ED was. And this time, it's not like they are even coming or the Ghana humanitarian stuff where people will carry accident victims, just have. No, they were coming with intentions, that according to the eyewitness report. And because the nurse and the other people, the other staff on duty knew that these hooliganisms keep recurring, and so we choose our life over a lot of things, they quickly changed into their mufti so that we become one. This rotation nurse had just finished a procedure. So she walked to the washing area to wash her hands. That is how come she was faced with 8 strong men who started pouncing on her. And that's how it happened.
Okay. Well, let's understand the security architecture of Ridge Hospital.
Okay.
Where were the security personnel at the onset of this incident?
Okay. We do not envision that I get up one morning and start changing the security apparatus of our hospital, because it's scary now to even be seen. So Ridge Hospital is a public hospital. So I'm expecting the normal one security man here, another one here. We know where they are placed. You understand? So, of course, we have one right at the triage area who direct our patients and, of course, stop minor attacks on us. On that fateful day, he was pushed away. He was actually beaten.
It was a regular security man, or it was a policeman?
Yes. No, we don't use security men at Ridge Hospital. Okay. The security men have a security post closer to the morgue area. And of course, we used to have these things at the morgue area. So probably the vision of our past management was that for that purposes, they will put the post at the morgue area. But for what is happening, we also need one at the ED now. Because, of course,
is this the first time you're witnessing incidents like this?
Fortunately for me, I can walk through time. Since 2005 as a student nurse in Sunyane and tell you that for me this is normal. It is the ability for nurses on duty to envision harm and to change quickly. That makes me really respect the nurses that were on duty on that night. Okay. My fear was my medical director, who was in the treatment room with the trauma nurses. So these 3, if they had entered and pounced on my boss, you understand? As for the other nurses, they changed from their scrubs to their... And the rotation nurse, and let me explain the rotation nurse to you. She's a national service nurse who is not under salary. Okay. Who does not know whether she'll be posted. her life is... So I'm happy GHOne is taking it from a different perspective. Because this is a different issue. Look, whatever happens to this girl, her future has been maimed. It's going to work with her for the rest of her life. Whether she wants to be a nurse after this incident would depend on the type of psycho care we give her. Because when I was talking to her on Monday, well, she was talking to me, but I was looking at it from a different... The eyes, and she was traumatized.
The Minister of Health was there.
Yes, I saw him on Monday. Yes,
and your management and a couple of you at the Ridge Hospital.
Yeah.
Do you feel safe now?
Okay, so this is quite an ambiguous question. Let me try and break it down. So for him to have showed up on Monday, excellent, super. Because on a normal day, incidents may happen, and all we know is that minister goes to a medical director's office, meeting goes on, people come. Now the meeting was there at the emergency conference room. Understand? Because, of course, before the minister came, our medical director and management were there having meeting with us. Then somebody knocks the door and say, oh, Mr. Goodman and his team have been assigned by the minister to come and see what. So they joined the meeting. You understand? And then in an hour's time, I see my friend Araba. So I call my friend Araba because Araba is a friend of the ED.
Yes.
And then I was fighting her because she's been with us 5 years ago trying to let the public know, the GHOne team. But Araba, what are you doing here? Now that they are beating us, what are you doing here? So then I see Araba and the minister.
She's a friend to it. So,
yeah, I'm a GHOne team.
She's on our health
and the camera team, they are friends. So then I see Araba and then the minister himself also entering. So then 3 different groups, and then B and I had come. So on that Monday morning, within a space of an hour, from a managerial point of view, listen, there's a difference between management and leadership. So let me just be here in management. Management, super. Leadership, we don't want talk. So I want GHOne here. I want my union to speak. Because if GHOne does not speak for nurses at the ED, we may be insulting the world. But once GHOne comes in, and they are the robot, we know GHOne. When I saw them on Monday, I asked them, are we striking or are we coming back? So they laughed, and then I saw my Osuklote leader, Mr. Justin, say, oh,
were you anticipating a strike? Is that what was in the mind of your colleagues and yourself? That you will strike on Monday?
It was on my mind. I was looking at nursing and midwifery division, where talks were not going to calm nerves.
Okay.
Then I look at doctors and pharmacists, all barking for the first time. We see like that united front of what are they going to do now? We are watching. Because after this week, if we don't see what we want to see, then we are advising ourselves.
What do you want to see?
The same thing they are doing.
Okay.
Making sure that...
48-hour ultimatum, Ralph is arrested.
Well,
but yesterday there was an arrest effected. Ralph was not arrested, by the way.
Well,
so after 48 hours, then what?
So, well, that's for
GHOne.
Yes, to do. But for us to see director nursing coming in, the chief nursing and midwifery officers coming, like, we're happy. For me, that's all I want to see. And then I know BNI is at rage. But you know BNI, they don't wear uniform. So, I know that they came, so I know they will do something.
Okay.
But at the moment, this lady should be taken care of.
Okay.
I'm happy that in 72 hours, she's still alive.
Okay.
There hasn't been any bleed anywhere because she said her chest. So for me as an emergency person who understands what it is, she doesn't have any internal bleeding, and our colleague is stable. The rest, I believe management. I believe them.
Well, let me come in here. So there have been calls for arrests to be effected. I want to find out whether, as a facility, you lodge an official complaint with the police. Because this is an also, this is a criminal.
On Monday morning, I was part of the team. So this is what happened. The first thing so the PRO, Mrs. Juliana Haruna, at around 7:30 was at the emergency. When she got there, the in charge, Ms. Beta Akbabi, had taken the lady to the police station already.
Okay.
Until management came and took all victims with her. So there's an individual report. Then management came with all of them. And so that I saw it. It's not somebody telling me. That was done on Monday.
So per what we understand, one individual has been arrested. Are you able to tell per what the eyewitness accounts were that Ralph personally assaulted the lady in question? Or because he mobilized?
So there's a funny twist to what you're saying. It's not that he even mobilized. On that Monday, around 3 p.m., he was in all black walking around the ED. Then I got scared now. I started calling my colleagues, please, are you safe? Why is he back? So then I called head of nursing again. Then she started making calls. Then I called the departmental DDNS, DD Saragani, that please, I don't want to hear anything. He has crossed again and entered that he's going to see the head injury victim, probably on account of remorse on all that. I mean, I'm just giving him the benefit of the doubt because in PR, you're supposed to look at things from different angles, you know. So I'm just giving him the benefit of the doubt as a human being. Probably he slept and is remorsed. But at this moment, where it has reached, it's not about being remorse or not. So I don't also want to take a lot of things away from this whole thing and just be human, be a Christian a little bit, and be just be there. So because with my training as a Bono girl, there are a lot of things that even as a Christian you are supposed to slap 10 another one and give. So what I'm confused, you understand? Because I don't know whether to be human or to be a nurse, because at the end of the day, a colleague has been assaulted, and so I can't even go and stand there and say, oh, let's forgive him. I'll be slapped myself by the anger and the rage in the system. And even thankfully on that day, let me just say this on air. There was a gentleman, Matthew, he's a nurse. He was at the resource. He was the one who tried to save the female nurses. And Matthew told us that a man called Mr. Eric Sabote, who runs an NGO, was called. And he came and was able to drag all the 50 of them out. So he came again. The man came again. And called the gentleman to order and brought him to our office, and he met head of nursing. And head of nursing, we asked him why he did that, but I think the whole incident was so much that he said he couldn't talk and all that. What I'm trying to say is that the Ghanaians are solidly behind us. They are spoken so well. And for the first time, you know, nurses and the public, it has always been fighting. For the first time, we know that some people really care about us and are worried about us.
What would you say to somebody watching us right now who says striking is not the way to go? Because you, per your training, you're supposed to save lives. Yes, somebody has assaulted one of your colleagues. That's a criminal act. Let the law deal with the individual. Striking is not the option. What do you say to that person watching us?
Unfortunately, it doesn't apply here. In emergency nursing, where I've had the opportunity to be a triage nurse for some time, one of the most important statements is that make sure that the environment you're trying to save the patient is safe before you work. That's one. Even if there's a fire in this building and it's not safe for me, I'll walk away. That's one. So this is not Hippocratic oath. Is the number of children I've left home? Is my father and my mother in Sunyani that I'm still no? So I'm sorry, sir. Nursing, we are not like the military. We don't lay our lives down for the country. We lay our lives down for ourselves before we take care of them. Because I can tell you that if I die today, the work will continue. I would not be remembered. I would not be buried in the military cemetery. So we will take care of ourselves first. That one is an emergency rule.
If after 48 hours Ralph is not arrested, are you going to lay down your tools? Because your leadership has said that after 48 hours, the country will bear the wrath. Are you going to lay down your tools?
So in essence, we follow bureaucratic order. Once my union says it and my head of nursing approves it, who am I? Who am I? In essence, it's by right, and it's like them. It's like the military. Once your boss says go, I'm going. You better listen to GRNMA. They are not joking. Yesterday, I could see the way they were talking. One of them was almost crying, standing. No, they mean it. And we are not even looking at government too. We are looking at GRNMA. That's your problem now as a country. If GRNMA says we should close the place, we will have to go. So,
finally from me again, yes. Of course, because it's generated national attention, and they say international attention. Some people are equally talking about our emergency response time. The minister, in talking about the committee that he's setting up, says those claims will equally be investigated. Do you think it's appropriate time for us to have that conversation about
that conversation has been going on for a very long time. Dr. Efia Boateng is the head of emergency department, and we are telling them that the emergency response time could be better in Sunyani Regional Hospital, could be better in a village somewhere. But in Accra, the population is too much. Your hospitals are little. The staff, no, we cannot give you 4 minutes, less than 4, no, we can't do it. Even the system, your internet is going off. So if I want to give medication and the pharmacist say it's not in the system, what do I do? So you see, there's a lot of things that is coming up. Technology is coming in, but bring the people, the end users, to be part of policy making before we write things down. Because you see, once you put the policy down, exactly, once you put the policy down and it's not workable on the ground, I think people will be reading the books and not linking it to the reality on the ground.
All right, Sarah, thank you very much. We do appreciate you coming into us.
You're welcome,
so that's Sarah Dankwa. She's on the research unit at the Nursing and Midwifery Division of the Ridge Hospital. That should do for Inside Out. Stronger public education on prison service role in national development. Kenya President hails Zoomline's waste solution at DEFCON 2025. An MPA steering committee develops map to implement 24-hour economy.
Well, the Ghanaian publisher this morning, Akufo-Addo's warning to Africa. Akufo-Addo's warning to Africa: strengthen institutions or risk collapse. Upon Nkrumah questions BOJ's sterilization policy, and minority slums lawless Ridge Hospital intrusion. Editor loses father. And yes, of course. So that's it for the Ghanaian publisher. Of course, the other headline here: Brain Hill International School opens Bawe campus.
Let me take you to our final paper for the morning. The New Crusading Guide says the Maripoma saga: contractor moves facilities to signed by residents, remain cautiously optimistic on Nsawam Pokwasi Road. Court orders Adamus Australia to pay Adamus Ghana $50,000 as cost for legal action in Ghana. Kwam Krom on time bomb as Gomwa Ejuma Kwamanhin allegedly set orders installation of rival chief. Brigadier General Michael Opoku not under any arrest. The Ghana Armed Forces has refuted of seized funds and frozen bank accounts. FBI Claire Cecilia Dapar finds no evidence of corruption. That's according to the Office of the Special Prosecutor.
The office says this is misrepresentation and misreporting. Daily Guide this morning: court orders Adamus Australia to pay Adamus Ghana $50,000 cost. Galamsey Task Force arrests 4 soldiers for illegal raids. And I take that again. Galamsey Task Force has arrested 4 soldiers for engaging in an illegal raid. The soldiers on their own went to the site to conduct their own business. Court stops Regimanuel Gray Estate takeover, and Nana urges stronger institutions for Africa's development. Selina Edichum Foundation supports delegate. Edichum, that should ring a bell. Yes, so that should be the wife of the aspiring presidential candidate for the NPP,
Dr. Yose
Edichum.
Yeah, I'm wondering at what point she set up their foundation.
Yes.
The Chronicle. President Ruto Lord Zoom Lines high-tech sanitation facilities. Police recover arms and munitions during 24-hour patrols. Okay, that's some good news there.
Yeah.
All right, that should do. All right, final one.
Yeah, so final one, Daily Post. Baumia hugs man who threatened to kill Mahama and his wife. NPA urges public to secure LPG cylinders in safe and stable position during transportation. And so, and Finance Minister inaugurates Gold Board Tribunal. Yes, so if Gold Board deals with you and you have some reservations, you can go to the tribunal.
Yeah, we have a few more papers. The Informer says, given true meaning to posthumous honors, let's win Galamsey fight. That's according to Minority Leader Osahin Alexander Kwame Apenyo marking. Half-year report, OSP assures of prosecutions and asset recovery. Use of honorary titles, Assemblies of God, tough on pastors. If you have honorary whatever, you go to the church, they will take it away from you. So
yes, they say even if you're a pastor and then you use it, your position will be taken from you.
Yes,
yeah,
the sanctions. And I think that every church should, and even the mosque.
The mosque too. We don't do those things. The Daily Statesman this morning. Minority cautions against BOG's 60 billion Ghana cedi sterilization policy. It just simply means that they've mopped up that amount of money from circulation. No copy and paste reforms for Africa. Akufo-Addo calls for tailored reforms. Attack at Rich Hospital condemned. Adamus Australia ordered to pay 50,000 US dollars in mining shares dispute. So that's it for the Daily Statesman and the very final newspaper that will bring into you.
All right, that should do for this segment. We take a break here. When we return, I sit with the women. You know, it's a Wednesday, it's an all-female ensemble for the breakfast review. Please stay tuned in. We're back shortly. Companion. You know that it's Wednesday, so it's an all-female ensemble here on the show. It's now time for the breakfast review. I told you it's an all-female ensemble here on the show. My guest this morning, Joyce Owusu-Abefi. She's a private legal practitioner and a member of the NPP communications team. And our very own Gifty Enangbedevi is a member of the NDC communications team. Good morning, ladies. And you're welcome, Joyce.
Good morning, Lily, right?
Yes, Lily.
Good morning to your viewers, too. And thank you so much for having me this morning on your show.
You are welcome. You're welcome. Gifty, how have you been?
I've been okay.
You abandoned us a bit.
Yeah, I think for some time, everyone is changing appointments here and there. And we have to sit back. Have you been appointed yet? Oh, yes. You know, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is all out for women. And then we have been advocating all these years that women should form larger parts of governance, especially when it comes to politics. So he's done so well by appointing some of us who don't even deserve it. But he's paying back to us the loyalty we've been able to pay to the party, waking up early dawn, traveling far and near to just be on television to speak for the party, to defend the party. I think it's worth it. And then this morning, I'll say good morning to him wherever he is, and also his cabinet ministers and some of our people who put in a word for me to be at the presidency now. And good morning to my boss, Honorable Felix Fosukwachi, and also Beatrice Annan. Good morning to you all. And we are grateful for the marvelous job you guys are doing out there for the NDC.
So your presidential staffer, have you been drawing fuel? It's just a harmless question.
Lily, we'll talk behind the scenes.
I think she has.
No, but we'll talk behind the scenes, please.
You're not drawing fuel.
Not at all.
That's quite unfortunate. Anyway, let's delve into issues of national concern.
Yeah.
I'm sure even this morning, a number of you saw the conversations I had, even with the Ridge Hospital personnel, and you saw videos of fracas at the Ridge Hospital between a social commentator, Ralph Williams, and personnel at the Ridge Hospital, and the attendant response by the ministry. The minister was there together with management. They held meetings, and even with that, the Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association say after 48 hours, if the said person is not arrested, they may lay down their tools. Let me start with you. You're a lawyer.
Okay, Lily, I think it is in order. The altercation that happened at Ridge is quite unfortunate, and it was least expected of a civilized and a democratic country like Ghana. You know, we've come so far to witness such altercations. It is uncalled for, actually. But I would first sympathize with the affected staff of the Ghana. Yes, I'll first sympathize with them and then wish them speedy recovery. Because from the narrative, you could see that she was brutally beaten. And I was expecting that since the video was out, it was all over social media and all that, I was expecting that at least the perpetrators would be arrested as soon as possible, even before investigation starts. Because the victims themselves have mentioned their names. They saw the people who did it to them. And I'm surprised they are still walking about as free individuals. But at this time, they should be locked behind bars, even before investigations. So I think their decision and then their ultimatum for a 48-hour is in order. And I support them.
Do you think that in our emergency response system, even in our security architecture at hospitals, this is the time to have a critical relook?
A critical relook at our emergency response system. Definitely, we should reconsider a lot of things. You know, I heard her saying that they don't have enough security personnel. at the triage.
Yeah.
They're very, station. Yes. So then I don't understand why, and I don't see any reason why. And I heard also saying that most of the security personnel are positioned at the morgue. Yeah. Because that is where such incidents normally occur. Yes. So at this time, I think I don't know if this is the first incident. The security should be up and doing. Yes. Honestly, we shouldn't even have gotten here in the first place. So since we have gotten here, then I think that the security should be up and doing. They should be up to task and then perform better.
Gifty.
Lily, let me once again say good morning to your viewers. I cannot come and sit here without making it clear to the public about the achievement of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and the NDC. It is just prudent that we put on record and remind Ghanaians about the free first-year tertiary education and also the free sanitary pad he has put in place for SHS students, especially the females, and also to remind them that it is under the NDC and John Dramani Mahama-led leadership that today has a good board that is regularizing our CD. It is under the NDC that today the dollar has been arrested and the CD is stabilized for us today. It is also on records that we are no more in a junk economy. Today, all the economic stabilities are there for you to see. It is clear that the NDC led by John Dramani Mahama government is doing so well. Today, it is under the NDC that we have work abroad policy, that some of our colleagues, the youth and everyone who was yearning to travel abroad to work today, God has heard their prayers and they are there. It is also under the NDC that today scholarships are being given to the needy but brilliant students. Okay. So these are some of the achievements of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. And very soon, we are going to organize a tutorial and teaching section for the NPP to come and pay and learn from us, the NDC, how economic and then governance is being done in Ghana. Now, when it comes to the issue of this Ridge Hospital thing, when I saw the videos, I felt very bad. Okay. As a mother, I felt very bad as a female. Why? Because, see, if we all want to put out what nurses and doctors have been doing to us when we go to the hospitals, I think we will not finish today. Because equally, everybody has experience with one nurse or the other. You go to the hospitals, and then even to talk to them become a problem. I don't know if when you put on those uniforms, then there is some kind of a priority or some proudness in you that you shouldn't talk to or relate to your fellow human being.
Are you by this justifying what happened?
Not at all. Okay. I just started, so let me finish it. Okay. So, but in any case, we from the NDC is condemning this act of Raphael that is all over social media. And equally, the Minister for Health has equally condemned it. Crime is crime. So at the end of the day, a committee has been set to investigate this issue. If whatever he did or whatever happened over there, the committee finds it wrong, which we equally find it wrong, then I think he should be brought to book. So that whatever or the reason why he did that, he will come back and apologize to Ghanaians and also apologize to the victim in question, who is the nurse now. But I heard in the media, I think the Ghana Association for Nurse and Midwife, whatever, their secretary, David something Tinkring, disrespecting the health minister with his talks. It is not right anywhere. You see, these are some of the examples we cite for our younger ones to follow. Recently, I'm not reminding Ghanaians of what just happened on the 6th of August. But we saw on social media, TikToks and all the social media platforms, which some of them recently were arrested and brought to book. But just for us to know that when they were released, they went back to say a lot of things on social media again. So if you are a leader, and the secretary to Ghana Midwifery and Nurses Association, you go on air and speak against the health minister. See, I'm condemning the act that is not good. But at the end of the day, in our utterances...
Speaking against the health minister, how? Was he not saying that the health minister shouldn't have hugged Raphael?
Yeah.
You see, this is a minister. You expect him to relate to people in a nice way. In as much as the guy will have to be brought to book that what he did wasn't right, in as much as we are condemning the acts, the minister equally needs to listen to his side of the story. And listening to his side of the story doesn't mean he should just walk to him, slap him, or molest him in any way. He needs to be nice to him so that he can get the actual facts from him. So that when he listens to both sides of the story, he can be able to do whatever he is mandated to do as a health minister. So he greeting him, hugging him, doesn't mean he is not going to be brought to book. And the minister has started on so many media platforms saying that crime is crime. He has condemned the act at all levels, which we equally in the NDC are condemning it. If he is found culpable, he should be brought to book. The law is the law in the voice of Justice Tokuno. So he doesn't stand anywhere next time and go and have that wrongdoing, saying that, okay, even when I did this at this particular time, nothing was done to me. You understand? So we are condemning the act at all levels, that what Raphael did, he wasn't right to do that. And the minister equally has put up the committee so that they will go dive deep into this issue and bring us results as Ghanaians, as we are expecting. Moreover, let me speak about the security issues at the Rich Hospital. Personally, I have all the time spoken about security issues in our hospitals and in some of the government institutions, especially our schools. I think it is high time government and the minister will have to come together and put security measures, serious ones, of course, which will be able to cater for all this issue. Because if there was a very serious security over there, I don't think this would have gone on there. And also to our nurses, if they are not there, we are not there. We are pleading with them. Anytime there is an emergency, please, kindly develop that heart, willingness to attend to the people.
You know, and speaking to Sarah Dankwa, she mentioned that even with emergencies, there are color codes. What might be emergency to you? I mean, you're a patient, so you have your threshold. What might be emergency to you might not be an emergency situation, because they might be dealing with other situations that will require them more attention because it's between life and death. So sometimes as patients, we should equally be patient. When we walk into the hospital, sometimes in our quest for attention, we overreact. So don't you think that is what happened at this particular facility?
You see, I think this calls on government that our sisters, our brothers who have completed school and in the house and are waiting for government posting, I think it's because we don't have enough nurses at the hospitals.
And I think the minister has alluded to it.
Exactly.
If we have not employed from 2021, we are in 2025.
Exactly. So in 2025, my government, which is the NDC government, is putting measures in place because we cannot post you without paying you salaries. And as I have earlier stated that the policies John Dramani Mahama has put in place are going to cover all these things. As much as possible, we are going to liaise up with the health minister and also post all those our brothers and sisters who have completed school and are waiting posting as soon as possible. Because if there were enough nurses at the time the incident happened, then I don't think what a nurse feels it is not an emergency, another nurse will have taken care of the person who is also feeling that his case is very intense for a nurse to leave the other patient and attend to him or her. So this calls on government that they should come on board and as soon as possible post our brothers and sisters who have completed school in the various waiting posting to where it is needed that we get a lot of nurses to get the job done.
Okay.
Joyce.
Yes, I would want to respond to a few comments that Gifty made.
Okay.
But before that, I would take this opportunity to wish Her Excellency, the former second lady.
Oh, yes.
A happy birthday. Yes, today is her birthday. And then we wish her more life, more blessings, and then prosperity. Thank you. Okay, then on her issue of youth running to abroad, whatever, it was the YEA that launched that, as in working abroad. It was launched by YA under the MPP administration, where youth were sent abroad to work So it was just for the sake of propaganda that the NDC relaunched recently. But no one has yet been sent to abroad. No one has been sent yet. And then on her issue of the economy, we are all aware, we all know that the NDC government hasn't introduced any new policies. They are just benefiting from the already existing ones. I can mention a few: the gold for oil, and then the other interventions that were initiated by the MPP administration. That is what is yielding what we are seeing now. That is what has caused the city to appreciate. And then the other economic uplifts that she mentioned. So that is a few corrections that I would want to make.
All right, Lily,
and then I'm quite also surprised about how she described nurses. It is quite unfortunate. We are all human beings. We all go to the hospital. At a point in time, you have been at your lowest before, and we all can attest how far these nurses can go to help us. I don't know whether you've witnessed any stroke victim. They poop in bed, they do everything in bed, and these nurses do all these things for us. They clean us up, and then they do so much. So I was quite disappointed when she mentioned that they are arrogant, they are proud. What? No. At this point in time, it is so uncalled for. I think we should rather sympathize with them and then rather speak strongly against the altercation and the fracas at the hospital. Because it was unfortunate. As I said earlier, in a civilized society in Ghana, no, why would you raise your hand against a medical personnel? Why? On what grounds? It is so uncalled for. So that is what we should all speak against, and not against the nurses who have become victims. Thank you.
Lily, my sister here, I think she didn't listen to me clear. I never said nurses are arrogant. I said if we all will put out there.
No, I heard her say that when they put on the uniform, a sense of pride enters them.
Please relax. I never mentioned nurses are arrogant. I was like, I don't know if when they put on uniforms, they can relate with human beings in a normal way. Because there are times that you visit the hospital and then you see a nurse, even for the nurse to even reply you as to whatever you need, what assistance you need from them, it becomes a problem. But then we are condemning the act at all levels. That is the statement I made. So she should get it clear that I have never said on this set that nurses are arrogant. We appreciate and love them. But at the end of the day, when you have a patient that you need to attend to the patient, kindly, out of willingness, out of humanity, attend to the people. You might not know who the person is. It doesn't necessary for you to know who the person is before you put up a good attitude towards the person. See, at times, I keep asking myself, it takes nothing to just be good to people. At the institution you find yourself or wherever you find yourself, it takes nothing. For all you know,
kindness has no expiration date.
Exactly. So you don't know where you meet the person next time that you, the nurse or whoever, will be in need of that person's help. So let's just be careful how we treat people out there, especially at our hospitals. And secondly, she made mention about the work abroad, which the NPP government is an NPP government policy. Can she mention anyone who the NPP has taken out outside the country to go and work? They left unemployment at 14.7%. And today, John Dramani Mahama, with his policy, with his vision, is trying to reduce unemployment rate drastically with the help of the YEA, led by my own brother boss, Basintali. You understand? I can tell you on authority here and mention people I personally, with the help of Senor Chagli, who have paid for 70% to support these people who have gone to Dubai to work. They left their country exactly a week today. So if she doesn't have any evidence to prove that, then I think she shouldn't go close to our policies, which is helping Ghanaians. See, Ghanaians are very comfortable with the NDC government. Ghanaians are always calling for the NDC. I have said in my earlier submission that we are going to organize a lecture and a tutorial section for the NPP to learn from His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and the NDC how to govern a country, to be specific, Ghana. So I think for now, they should be willing to learn from us and also stay in opposition for 42 years and learn very well and come back to Ghanaians with apology before Ghanaians can accept them, because they are nowhere in the good books of Ghanaians.
I want us to touch on Ofanko.
All right.
The contractor has come.
I know. I just want to chip in this. I think Gifty is at the Flagstaff house. She's enjoying, so she's unaware of what is happening on the ground. That a lot of people have been employed.
It's the Jubilee House, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay. So then she's at the Jubilee House, and it's enjoying.
Well, it's always been the Jubilee House. Your under your administration was the Jubilee House. They have not changed it. Before Nana Dankwa-Akufo-Addo
Okay,
came,
thank you. It was a slip. Thank you.
It was
I've admitted.
House, now it's Jubilee House.
So Jubilee House. Yeah, so she's in, she's enjoying. So I think we should allow her to talk. She's not really at the base to feel the pain of some of us. So I think we should.
Okay, so talking about pain now, commuters and residents of Ofanko and Saon Pokwase will have some respite as the contractor on that particular stretch of road has returned to site. Government has paid him some good amount of money, some $70 million. And a lot of people are expecting that the contractor will not abandon site again. Gifty, you are in government. Let me ask you, are we sure? We've been giving between 6 and 9 months time frame. Are we sure that within that time frame, we'll have total respite on that stretch?
All right, Lily, before that, I touch on that Ofanko issue. My sister did mention good for oil. Good for oil, which brought death to Ghana. Good for oil that they give the goat to middlemen to go and sell and take their monies. What didn't we see in Ghana? They've showed us pepper. The NPP government led by the former president, Nana Dankwa-Akufo-Addo, showed us pepper. Like I said, NPP is not in the good books of Ghanaians. So I should be expecting from them an apology to Ghanaians anytime they get opportunity to sit on a national television, but not to remind Ghanaians of the pain they took them through.
Okay.
So for the gold for oil, I think another time you have to call so that we can elaborate on that to Ghanaians to understand very well the mess they caused. Yeah. Now let's get to Ofanko.
But please, can I come in?
When I come back to you, then when I give you your time, then you can.
That's fine.
It is only under the NPP government that they announced a year of road 3 good times, and we didn't see anything. As I am talking to you, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama has ordered the road minister in person, Honorable Agboja, to go and look at the cocoa sector roads. It was very unfortunate that the NPP always claim they have done this, they have done that. But when you go to the grounds, there is nothing to prove what they are claiming they have done. Today, the road minister has to pay an amount of $77 million to road contractors. But then, those figures have certificates that it has been paid already. At the end of the day, that money just went into somebody's pockets, and then we didn't see any evidence. The Insawan Pokwasi road you are talking about has been paid. The road was supposed to be finished before the left government. Before, let me put it this way, before they lost the election miserably in 2024. These are some of the few things why Ghanaians voted against them. Because you cannot misuse public funds. You cannot tell me that you have documentation on monies you have paid to contractors, and at the end of the day, the contractor comes back and tell you that I have not received money, but there are certificates and receipts on that. Prior to the transition, Honorable Agboja made it clear to us that, see, there have been payments done to contractors, which today contractors are saying they've not received those money. So where are the monies? But today, we from the NDC, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama has said severally that he is not in to judge, or he's not in to point fingers at who did it wrong or who didn't do it wrong. But he is in to leave a good legacy. And by leaving that good legacy, he is in to complete the Ofankor-Pokuase road, irrespective of whoever has taken our monies or squandered our money without proving it to the job that must be done. So today we are pleading to Ghanaians and to all the people who uses the Ofankor roads that the minister has stated clearly 9 months that they are going to finish up that road. Just have the faith and trust in the NDC government, and then we are going to get it done for you all. It is not going to be business as usual, because when you look at all the roads projects that they have abandoned before leaving government, we have gone back to it. Talk of the Kaswa stretch, the Dua roads going to Winneba and all Takoradi there. They have gone back to the roads. When you look at the Afienya roads, they have gone back to the road and they are working. This is all by the help of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, with the Minister of Finance and Honorable Agboja, the Minister of Road. So we are a government that, if we say we deliver, we are a government that our policies are going to help Ghanaians so much and bring development to Ghana so that we see Ghana on the map again. We are not coming to deceive you. Like we said, we are coming to protect the government purse, which we never saw, but we rather took the purse into our pockets and our rooms. And today, there are a lot of people going to facing trials at court to pay for those state monies they squandered. And to put on record here that we campaigned on the oral, saying that anyone who squanders state money, we are going to hold those people accountable. But not to forget that when issues go to court, there is a bargain. And people are bargaining, but at the end of the day, the state needs money. So they will take those monies for the development of the country. And what I am pleading the AJ to do is that don't just take the money, because the youth want to see that these people have been prosecuted, so that no one will be in government or no appointee will equally go back to the mistake the former administration did, and he will also go scot-free like that. Youth, Ghanaians, should just have faith in the NDC, and we are doing everything possible to get all those people to be prosecuted after they have gone to court and we found them culpable, so that everybody will learn a lesson from this.
Joyce.
Okay. I would want to revisit her comment on the economy, as in, you know, the NDC has been in power for like 6 months. Yes. Can you?
7 months.
7 months. Yes. Even we are in August, so let's say yes, they are in their 8th month. Is there? Can she mention any policy that they have introduced that has yielded or that has brought about the appreciation of the CD and others? You know what? We are all aware when the is it Deputy Bank of Ghana governor yes mentioned the quantity of gold reserve the MPP was able to acquire for this country. You know, so she shouldn't come and sit here and then throw dust in the eyes of the public, because we are all aware how many gold have they bought since they came to power. Not even a half of what the MPP acquired for Ghana. So I would say, and I will repeat, and I will emphasize that the boost in the economy is as a result of the work done by the MPP.
Okay.
Yes. So let me move on to the Ofankor route. Yes, it is very unfortunate, and you know, it is causing so much harm, and the return of the contractor to the site is long overdue. Yes, I think if truly the NDC is honest, then they could have, or they should have finished the road by now. But they have waited till now. So that the return of the contractor to the site is long overdue, because it is causing gridlocks. It is causing issues of safety on commuters and then even car users. It is causing so much loss to the state. So it is good that the contractor has resumed work on the site. And then one other thing too that I would say is that Gifty mentioned that the people have squandered money and all that. You know, the NDC has been able to arrest even TikTokers, people who are criticizing government. They've been so hasty enough to arrest them. What is preventing them from arresting people? They are saying they have squandered public money. So if truly what she has evidence to that and what she's saying is true, and it's not a sheer negligence of the NDC to probably neglect their promises to Ghanaians, then they should go ahead and prosecute those people they are saying have squandered money. But I would say that if truly they are honest, and if truly they are up to task and purpose, the road at Ofanko should have been completed by now. Yes, it should have been completed by now. Because
but why? They've just been in. Sorry to cut you. They've just been in power for. You mentioned 8 months. You had 8 years, and you had a year of roads.
Oh yes, I can mention a lot of roads that I can't sit here. I can't sit here. Please, don't.
You should give us
please. Hold on. You can't order me here. So you know what? I can't sit here and mention as in the number of roads the MPP has constructed, but I can, if given the opportunity, on my next, I can bring the list. Uncountable roads. And even aside the roads, we all know of Agenda 111. The number of hospitals that the MPP has contracted. I've even remembered that one. Just the Flower Pots Road, which was recently commissioned. Yes, we've done so much work. And 8 months in government, you can't even boast of a single road. And you are now going to start as in you are now going to complete what has already even been started by the MPP. That's of Anko. I will repeat again and say that the road, if truly this NDC government is up to task and purpose, should have been completed by now. Yes, they should. It is quite unfortunate if you visit the site. It is an eyesore. You see the number of vehicles that has overturned, the dust and the mud. It is so bad. I can't sit here and just talk about it. The gridlocks and other things. No, it is so bad, and it should have been completed by now. That is if this NDC government is up to task.
Okay.
Thank you.
Lily, I'm disappointed in my sister here who calls herself a lawyer.
How so?
How so? Because she should know better that when governments transit, there are a lot of things to be done before the government proceed with his or her policies. Today, does she know the amount or debt the NPP government left for the NDC? Ask her for me if she knows that. Do you know the amount the NPP government left as debt for NDC?
You know what? I don't think this is the time for complaining.
This is not the time for complaining. The road minister has to pay $77 billion to contractors, which on documents, those monies have already been paid by the previous government, led by her president, former president Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo. You see, so you don't sit here as a lawyer and then you misinform the public about what is not right. You don't sit here and complain about the nature of the Insawam Pokwasi Road because you should know better what your government did. What your government couldn't do is what His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and the NDC are doing in just 7-8 months. You understand? It is you people who introduced haircuts, which a lot of bondholders died in that particular 2022-2023. Today, the Minister of Finance has released an amount of 9.7 billion to be given to bondholders. Could you do that in your government? Madam Lawyer, did you do that in your government? You sit here in the studios of GHOne and boast of your government as if they did something better for Ghanaians. If you don't know what they did to Ghanaians now, let me outline them to you. They killed Ghanaians. They actually mafiaed Ghanaians. They pushed us to the mud. How much was fuel when you guys were leaving government, Madam Lawyer? How much was a gallon of oil, Madam Lawyer, when you were leaving government? Madam Lawyer, can you boldly tell me the first-year students you pay their school fees? Now, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is doing that. I can mention names, but a few, of people who have left Ghana to Dubai last week, Wednesday, and working on the work for abroad policy. So you don't sit here and misinform Ghanaians. Like I said earlier, NPP will stay in opposition for 42 years, so you better come learn from us and apologize to Ghanaians so that they will favor you people and give you maybe 4 years to test you and see that going back to sit back and watch the NDC government led by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, you guys have been able to learn something good, something better from the NDC so that you can apply it the next 42 years when you are in government.
You say Ghanaians should test them for 4 years. So in the next 4 years, Ghanaians should test them?
Of course. Oh,
no,
yes, we are coming back. We are coming back in 2020.
After
we are taking over.
years, they should maybe Ghanaians will favor them per their apology and per what they have learned from the NDC-led government by His Excellency John Dramani Mahama.
So does it mean John Mahama is going to be there for 42 years?
I have never said that.
Okay.
Maybe that is the perception of the media all out, because they've been out there and they are saying Mahama with the majority in parliament is going to do that. See,
but is that something President Mahama is
No, he is not considering that. Okay. He is a good man, a man of faith, a man that respects himself already. He is a man with credibility. He will never do that.
Okay.
He will pave way for somebody else to exhibit the leadership role for all of us to achieve from it.
Okay.
Okay, so I will respond briefly to some of your comments.
Okay.
About the payment of first year fees. So then from there, what next? You've paid first year fees, so what next? How about second year, third year, fourth year? How about that? Can you compare just paying first year fees to a president who could feed children, who could accommodate children, and then who could pay their fees for the 3 years that they spent in SHS? Can you compare this first year tuition payment to all that? I think Gifty is being so unfair. She's being so unfair because honestly, the MPP government started, and they are just learning from us. So as she said, it is rather the other way around. They should come to us and learn good governance from NPP. Because, no, what policy have they introduced? What policy have they introduced? You know, they are just feeding on what we already brought into the system. From the economy to wherever. They are just feeding on us. They are just feeding on...
24-hour economy, Ejumera.
Pardon?
24-hour economy.
24-hour economy, please. 24-hour economy. I didn't even want to go there. What have they done about it? You know, they told us that one job, 3 shifts, which includes three persons. So as you sit here, maybe you will leave around 12. Someone will take over after 12, and then leave. The person also leave around 6, and the next person will take over, probably till daybreak or whatever. What have they done? It's like they've totally forgotten about it. 24-hour economy. Is this a policy? And even if it is, what have they done? I haven't seen anything being implemented in the system since they came. It's 8 years now.
8 months.
It's 8 months now. So as I said earlier, you know, if there were truly a serious government, by now, they should have rolled out a lot of policies. But this is the case that they have none. Honestly, they are so empty. They have none. All that they know to do is to shout, throw dust in the eyes of the public. And it is so unfortunate. And as she confirmed, we are taking over come 2028.
Me confirmed.
We are taking over from them come 2028. Okay. Thank you, Lily.
Lily, let me make a little bit rebuttal. Does she know about the student loan? It's like I want to force her diplomacy to give us things she knows about Ghana. Because as she is talking, I see she is unaware of a lot of things in Ghana. John Dramani Mahama says that, okay, I'm giving you a first-year student free tertiary education. After you are done with the first year, and you're finding it difficult to pay your examination fee or your whatever fee, go for the student's loan. Pay your school fees, second year, third year, and then the fourth year. When you are done,
But didn't we have student loan before?
We have it before. I'm just putting it to her to understand.
Lily, is this
why
a policy?
John Dramani Mahama brought
students loan?
The first year free tertiary school for school fees. You understand? I just wanted to understand the reason why that policy came about. There are mothers who struggle a lot for the first year to even pay academic fees for the awards. John Dramani Mahama says no. We, the NDC, put in a policy, a constitution 1992 constitution that every Ghanaian school-going child is entitled to free education. But there are limits to it because of some things we Ghanaians don't get privileged to. So now, let me extend it to the tertiary education by giving all first-year students free tertiary education. When you are done, go in for the student's loan. Pay your second year, pay your third year and fourth year. When you are done, you get an employment, a job that will make you pay for those loans. So she will sit here in the studios of GHOne and say that she has never heard of the student loan before, which is helping a lot of us out there. She will sit here in the studios here and talk as if she is not a Ghanaian. And probably she is not because of the utterances she is making here on national television. If she is a Ghanaian, I believe a Ghanaian and a lawyer for that matter, I think she should be privileged to a lot of the things in Ghana here. She shouldn't even go there, cry. You see, she is making it as if we spent 8 years in government without constructing even a single room. But all documentation shows that we have paid. Ghanaians' taxpayers' money has been used to pay some people, which is not even reflecting on the physical appearance or when you go out there to look for the roads. Today, cocoa farmers are crying because the cocoa syndicated loans that came in were not even used to construct roads for them at the cocoa sector. Today, cocoa farmers are crying because the scholarship which is meant for the cocoa school-going child has not been given to them. It took His Excellency John Dramani Mahama last week to bring up the cocoa farmers scholarship for the students. You understand? So I beg her. I'm begging our lawyer here. Maybe one of these days I'll go and look for trouble because she is a lawyer and then have her come and attend to the issue for me and let me see how she is going to handle the issue. I'm begging her, please. The NPP, as at now, should be apologizing to Ghanaians. You don't sit on national television and then go back and bring up the pains you caused them for 8 good years. The businesses are okay. The Aboso kind people are okay. People exporting and importing things are okay because of gold board. Today, they sat down for people to smuggle 60 tons of gold from this our country. And do you know the amount of 60 tons of gold? That can construct a hospital, that can put beds in the hospital, that can pay employees, that can pay a lot of things. 60 tons of gold. They sat down with their negligence to see people smuggling gold out of the country. Today, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and my own boss, Honorable Sami Jemfi, together with the Honorable Finance Minister, are doing very well at the gold board so that today our city will be stabilized, so that today our economy indicators are all stabilized. You sit here and say, Monamudi gold for oil buyer. Madam, go back to your books. Thank you.
Anyway, I don't know Gifty's profession, but you know what? I know the NDC. I know that they are well versed in propaganda. And that is their hallmark, propaganda and shouting about lies. You know, I'm so grateful that you asked there that when students loan came, as in when student loan was introduced. It has been in existence since. And it is a loan that students pay. You will pay after school. I only asked there a simple question. Going forward, from level 200 till they complete, what are they doing about that? That student loan, it has been in existence for years. They didn't initiate students, so she didn't sit here and talk like, oh, they introduced it. It has been in existence for years, madam. So I think it is better you'd rather go and check your books and then know when the student loan started and how it has been operating since. And please let me just also respond to her. She said something about why did I should have written it. I think I forgot. It is unfortunate. So let me just go back to the Ofankor road. I would re-emphasize that if the NDC claim it is a serious government, if they claim they are up to task, if they claim that they came in for Ghanaians, then they better be up and doing. Because it is long overdue, 8 months in government, and we haven't seen anything. Yes. And then about the cocoa, the cocoa roads and whatever that the farmers are blah, blah. You know what? The farmers are rather disappointed. They promised them huge whatever for their cocoa. Huge increments for their for the cocoa. And what do we see? Nothing to write home about. So if she cares to know, I would want to educate her on that. The farmers are rather pissed, you know. They are rather angry. They are rather angry for the deception of the NDC government. You have deceived the cocoa farmers because you haven't honored your promise. And I am not surprised. I am not surprised at all because it is your hallmark, dishonesty and lies, the hallmark of the NDC. I am not surprised at all. Lily, I think we can move on.
With our dishonesty, I think we are doing better than them. With our dishonesty, today, Ghanaians are saying that they will always opt for the NDC as a government to rule them any day. Today, there are people who even flew from their party to join another party, are saying ill things about them. That should tell you how incredible the NDC is going to perform, the NPP is going to perform in their next election. And I don't see why she will sit here today and be saying that.
Will you say that?
And say that, how do you say it? And say that we didn't introduce students' loan. And I never said on this platform that we introduced students' loan. She asked that going forward, after paying the first year school fees for the students, what else? And I said, there is the students' loan there. Go for it. Pay your second year, third year, and then you are good to go. When you are done with school, you will get a job by the help of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Then you pay off the students' loan. You see, I made mention, say, they have to learn, but they are refusing to learn. The NPP in opposition is refusing to learn. Today, she made mention of cocoa, that cocoa farmers are disappointed in us. Lily, do you know that today, cocoa contracts were signed under the NPP government, that they were going to take cocoa seeds to people in foreign countries, and they took that money and squandered it. That the issue is with the NIB currently. The CEO of Cocoa Board, my own boss, Honorable Randy Abe, that the NIB is investigating that issue. Lily, is she aware that there are cocoa sacks at ports that has not been cleared, but they signed another contract and paid for it for another cocoa sacks to be brought in? And all those are piling debts, which is there for Cocoa Board to pay, and Ghana as a state to pay. Is she aware of all this? This and many more piling up to increase Ghana's debts. Is she aware that they went in for a lot of loans just to stabilize the cedi, which didn't even work for them? This is common sense. Common sense will always tell the NPP that, see, it is not going in for huge loans that will make the cedi stabilize. But we have people who have envisioned what Ghanaians have and can utilize it to stabilize the cedi for us. It's not about sitting on TV and talking. It's not about a law as your profession, but it's about the vision you have for the country. It's about the mindset you have about your people. She should get it straight.
Okay. You know what? Let me please respond briefly.
Okay.
You know, it is not about talking lengthy. I restricted the matter to cocoa prices, which was one of their campaign messages. So then I think I should just put it simple. They should be honest enough, NDC, be honest enough to honor your promises to cocoa farmers concerning the cocoa prices. Thank you. We can move on.
Let's talk about by-election. Akwetia by-election is slated for September 2. And yesterday, the Electoral Commission also announced that Tamale Central by-election is slated for September 30. The NPP, I beg your pardon, says they are not partaking in that particular by-election. But the NPP is heavy on Akwetia. Yesterday, the two major political parties met the IGP to spell out modalities and ensure that there's trust. However, your party, Gifty, Joyce, I beg your pardon, says you do not trust the police because as we speak, we have not heard any concrete thing about the Ablekuma North rerun. Why?
Let me begin by quoting this proverb in Chi. I hope you all understand it.
To it?
To what? Let's say if a naked person tells you, I'll give you clothing. Just listen to the person telling you and then know for yourself.
Okay.
It is res ipsa loquitur. The matter speaks for itself. You people just went for the Ablekumanot elections. It was only MPP people who were brutally beaten and up to date. In spite of the video circulating social media, people talking about it, nothing has been done. Not even a finger has been raised to bring the perpetrators to book. And you want us to believe you again for Equatia by-election. Let me repeat it. We know what they did to us. It wasn't that the police were not around at the Ablekumanot. They were there. And they sat there and then watched on or looked on for people to be beaten mercilessly. And up to this, they haven't even arrested a single individual. So I think it is in order. If truly they are concerned about every Ghanaian, then it should start from Ablekumanot. The perpetrator should be brought to book first. There that we can trust them with this Akwetia election.
Okay, Joyce, let me hold you there. I'll come back to you shortly. I want to engage the engineer who is the project manager on site on the Ofanko and Sawam Road, Engineer Abdullahi Mahama. Engineer, good morning to you and thank you for joining us. I'll try and engage the engineer who is the project manager on site. Engineer, I know you want to listen. You want to listen to yourself, but if he can listen to me instead. Hello, sir.
Right.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm fine. Good morning. How are you too?
I'm doing awesome, and thank you for asking. The contractor, the project has commenced again. Where are we? How is it going? I'm sure that after you left, there were a few things that were in place that were not. Where are we as we speak?
Yeah, just good morning to your cherished viewers. We resumed work on Saturday.
Okay.
After the government honored the IPC, the interim payment certificate that was outstanding for like 17 months. The contractor was paid last week to resume work because you remember a couple of weeks ago we all saw the viral videos that were making the negative presentation about the road. Some sections of the road was actually distressed. So on Saturday we moved to the site and we started works. We worked through Saturday and Sunday and we've continued all the way to this morning. Works are ongoing in the critical sections. And the contractor is not stopping after the critical sections have been remedied because the contractor has been liquid in terms of finances. And so we continue with the works and then the areas that we had a lot of stoppages would be addressed. I'm sure a lot of the stations have been to the site and they have actually seen what the contractor has started, especially in the sections where we had issues. And the contractor will not just stop. We are going to crash our program and then continue with the works so that Ghanaians will be relieved from the unfortunate situation that we found ourselves some weeks ago, or let me say a month and a half or two ago.
Now, engineer, you mentioned that the contractor is attending to critical areas. Now, I'm sure in the reports that you've seen, you saw that persons raised concerns about the issue of flooding. In your determining critical areas, are these issues you're tackling as well?
I must be candid with the facts. Yesterday, I was on one of the stations and I felt a bit scandalized about some of the videos that were still being showed on television. Sight is very printable in the minds of people. It's really proper that when people come to the said location, when they are taking all the negative viral videos, they should not be using current videos of the same locations where the videos went viral and they were very negative. That's what I said on some of the stations that I got an interview with yesterday. Those who have come to the site have seen a very tremendous changes in those said locations. There are culverts that have been constructed, about 24 culverts on the road, which is supposed to intercept all the waters that will be run on the street or on the highway and then adjoining communities. And these are very high design culverts that are supposed to capture all the waters that are moving after the construction is done. I'd want your cameras to visit the site again so that you can have before and after videos. And so that at least we'll appreciate the effort being put in the work by the contractor. We are still in the rainy season. And if residents who have been calling in may testify, even on Sunday has some precipitation, when there was still high in terms of drizzling, the contractor still kept working. The only time the contractor may not be able to work in those areas is when the gravels are highly saturated.
Okay.
And when they're highly saturated, you cannot compact. We don't want to just quicken the road, but we want to have an integrity. So when the roads are completed, they stay within the design lifespan so that Ghanaians will have value for money for the roads that has been constructed by the contractor Maripoma Enterprise Limited.
And so is it the assurance that you alluded to the fact that we're still in the rainy season? Is it the assurance that we're not going to be experiencing flooding in the coming days whenever it rains? Because you say that the contractor is steadily working on critical sections.
Yeah, there were no flooding. There were ponds that were at the distressed areas.
Okay.
So we have to get it very clear. There are some other roads that will be brought. See, so when people are situating the roads in context, they should know that when you are having some place where you have done the drains at both sides, and you are yet to finish with the filling of those areas. We'll have water entrapped in those sections. But that's exactly what I said. We started working on Saturday when the contractor remobilized the site. As of now, we have 5 gangs. That means that we have 5 groups of teams who are working on the various sections. This morning, for instance, anybody who is around Festus to Pukwasi before the Pukwasi Bridge will see that reshaping of that area is almost done. It started yesterday around 3 p.m. The second section is actually at Amasaman Stadium Junction to make that side more trouble. The third area is at China Mall, just beyond China Mall towards Saperman, which is also very critical, has been done. And the fourth area is actually the Sansam area, the satellite area, which actually went viral. That is the area that we tackled on Saturday and Sunday. It's not to the best, but there's no way a car would get stuck in the area because we are still doing them. What we are doing is that we don't want to come and do a remedial works and go and stick back and then come again and come and take the same material out. What we are doing now is going to be part of the final route that we're going to finish in any time soon. So those areas are going to have the gravel which are being filled very soon. The Accra bound from mid-year towards Saperman, the old toll booth, is going to receive the various gravel works to receive the asphalt. So with the weather, if it becomes a bit fair, I mean, in terms of the precipitation, we are going to crash the programs that are set, and a lot of black tops will be seen. The black top means the asphalt will be seen in some areas. Around Saperman, where we have the bridge, the works around underneath the bridge has not been completed. There are still some outstanding problems with some compensations that we are still addressing. There's a few other court cases that government is addressing. But the major corridor where at least residents or motorists will be relieved, the contractor is addressing those. I want your cameras on the side, if they can come there today, at least to have a true picture of what I'm talking about today.
We will be there,
at least when you... I can't hear you.
I'm saying that we will be there. We will be there today.
Yes. And when they come, they also have to, when they see the runoff and precipitation, I mean the rainfall and everything. These are things that have to be captured. I don't want to mention some of the stations that I wanted to chastise yesterday, but that was really unfair. Ghanaians are supposed to consume what you have given to them on the spot. So in the bad times, you give the bad report. In the good times or in the progressive good times, you give the good report. That is very critical. It's very critical. But I would give an advice to our motorists.
Okay.
Many a times on the same stretch of road, as I echoed yesterday, your house, your TV station is one of the biggest that can also disseminate information to every Ghanaian passengers, private vehicles who are moving on that road. Please respect the traffic wardens, the traffic men and women who are there. We have men and women who are there with the flags, especially during the activity time, giving directions to where you should pass and where you should not pass. The person who is directing knows what is ahead of you that you don't know. If you you ignore them and you move in a certain direction, you get your car stuck in a place, and then within a matter of a time, because that road is one of the biggest in terms of volume of traffic in Ghana. That's the second most used road in Ghana. Approximately 66,000 vehicles on that road every day. So even in the next 1 minute, when drivers decide to do their own thing and disregard the traffic wardens or the traffic signs on the road and move in any direction, it backflows and the traffic generates in no time. The second thing is this. At the Ofankor stretch, at the Fankor, and then the end of the project, there is what we call the speed limit. You are entering a construction zone. Under no circumstance should you be doing more than 30 kilometers per hour. Sadly, every driver on the road, I can say over 90%, want to do 3-4 times the speed limit. Yet, when we enter the dry season, you want to raise an alarm that the road is very dusty. The contractor has a lot of machines for suppressing the dust on the road. However, in the design, I mean, this is international standard. If everybody's supposed to at least go in accordance with the speed limit on the road, I'm not too sure that we'll be generating the kind of volume of dust that we are generating, because your vehicle is so nice. You have closed your louvers and you are leading the convoy. You are moving a certain speed, generating a lot of dust for the other vehicles and the residents who are actually residing along the corridor. And that is not a healthy thing. So that is the thing that we have to actually and educate our motorists and drivers alike, so that we can minimize the extent of difficulties in the stretch of the road that we are constructing.
Okay, let me ask about the payment. Government says it's paid a little over $70 million. Does this cover for previous work done, or it is to offset incoming work that you're going to do?
Oh, that's a very good question. Some people don't get confused about this thing. Contractors, when they are working, they are given an advance mobilization to start works. Right? At any time, let's say, for the sake of this argument, the contractor is giving 10 million Ghana cedis to advance to start what we call the advance mobilization. That's how the contractor will set up his camp and all the things before he starts the works. So the contractor is not supposed to work just within 10 million and stop work and go and sleep. When the contractor is working, because of you should have a certain financial muscle to undertake such contracts. So when you are working, you may go beyond the advanced mobilization that has been given to you. And when you say 20 million, 30 million Ghana cedis, 40 million Ghana cedis, the government, when he's paying you back, he will be deducting proportionately the advancement that he gave to you. So what it means is that work done is what government has paid the contractor. It doesn't mean that the contractor has to wait for another money before he goes on to do the work. The contractor will now use his money to continue the works, and then he will certificate that, okay, I've done X quantity of work. Government should pay me so that I can continue. So whatever has been paid is a work that has been executed by the contractor. That has been paid. So by the contract, he's supposed to continue the works. As he's working, government will raise certificate and government will pay him bit by bit as he continues the work ongoing.
Okay, so what's the rate of completion as we speak?
We had done about 72% at the time. The last time we had a report. We are now revising the program so that we can move, like I said, we're going to crash a lot of the programs and then try to see whether we can make do with the compensate for the delay, which was legitimately because of the non-payment and other issues that were actually beyond the contractor's powers. So the contractor is going to crash the program. We started critical meetings over the week, and I'm sure that in the next few days or so, the PRO of the Ministry of Roads and Highways may be addressing the media as to the state of works that are ongoing, and then the fact that the contractors be able to commit with the revised programs how the outstanding works will be executed and the deadlines that the contractor will use to complete those works.
And talking about deadlines, give us a time frame when commuters can boldly say that this road is motorable, especially now that you're tackling the critical sections.
All right, the road is fairly motorable now. Some sections are still being worked on. The works are going on unabated. So at every time T, there will be a section of the road that will be added to the asphalt that has been done already. So as we go ahead, you see that some sections of the road will be receiving the asphalt. So it means that we are enhancing the motorability of the road. We hope that before the end of the contract, which is next year, April, largely, the contractor would have covered satisfactorily what Ghanaians will be so proud of, or so convinced that the contractor has actually done a greater part of the work without any difficulty. That will be on the side of the commuters on the stretch of the road. The road is actually 17 kilometers in both 34 kilometers in both directions. Okay. And we have about 4 bridges, flyovers on the road. Amasaman is a 3-tier interchange. Sapperman is a flyover, just like the one has around the old Peace FM, mile 7. The third one is a mid-year one, which are the same component. And the last one is Adan Sawam Junction, which is an underpass. The underpass area is the one which is yet to be tackled in terms of the works around, so that we don't get the same traffic volume that were generated ahead into moving the traffic from one location to the other. So largely, the contractor is not stopping. We're going to see some good commendations coming from, GHOne and other stations that will be visiting the road periodically. When the rains finally comes down, okay, I'm sure the speed that the contractor will use in the execution of the work will be massive. But we have to be very mindful that the integrity of the road is paramount. We wouldn't expedite the work at the expense of the integrity of the road under construction. The lifespan of the road must be met by the taxpayer, in terms of by the contractor. For taxpayer have to have value for money for work that have been done on the said stretch. Okay, so engineer, before you go, if all goes well, are you anticipating that by April 2026 this road would have been fully completed? We have lost some time. Like you just said, and we are crashing our program. For contractually, we have to crash our program to meet the deadline. But when there are acts that are beyond the contractor, the government does not just approve for extension of time. You have to argue technically, and because they have their reps on the project, they are also technical or engineers, they have to actually ascertain whether indeed the contractor needed some additional time, or the contractor actually relaxed and just wanted the extension of time to be granted. The contractor in its interest will not be waiting for and looking for extension of time. The faster the contractor execute the job, the better in terms of economic benefit. So no contractor will just want to just stay unfolded and then wait for extension of time on any project in the country. Okay. All right. Engineer, thank you very much for speaking to us. That's Engineer Abdullahi Mahama. He's Senior Project Manager for the Nsawam Ofanko Road. Ladies, a quick bite of this, and then we can just briefly touch on the by-election. I think yes, you were speaking. So I will just give a brief record between the NDC and the MPP, as in who has constructed most roads here in Ghana. Between 2009 to 2016, for trunk roads, and NDC constructed 581. And between 2017 and 2024, MPP was able to construct 1,995. Okay. And for feeder road, NDC constructed 1,613. And MPP constructed 7,606. And for urban roads, NDC constructed 2,442. And MPP constructed 4,023. Okay. So to set the record straight, NPP did better in our 8 years term in road construction. We did extremely well. And you know, for this Ofanko Road, the Kufuor administration started the dualization. NDC came and did nothing. They did absolutely nothing about it until 2017, when NPP assumed power, that we started working on it. So if truly, as I've always said, if truly they came for Ghanaians, and if truly they want Ghanaians to believe that they are honest this time around, then they should still glue to their purpose. They should still glue to their promises, to the promises they made to Ghanaians. Okay. You didn't finish your bite on Akwitia. Yes, on the Akwitia, yes. So
in the Ablekuma North incident, it wasn't that the police weren't around. They were around. Okay. So what I told you, they want us to believe them for this time around. You know, words without action is vague. You say something, you show forth your work. Even the good book, the Bible says that faith without works amounts to nothing. You can't just keep on giving empty promises without doing anything, without taking any action. We all saw what happened in the Ablekuma North election. So if truly they are concerned about Ghanaians, if truly they came to protect all Ghanaians and they are for all Ghanaians, then something should be done about the perpetrators of Ablekuma North before they can even issue further promises concerning Akwetia. Okay. Yes, so I will still repeat. Okay. Yes, we know them.
Lily, thank you. I'm very glad the engineer has touched on a lot of things that Ghanaians will understand. And one thing I'm interested in and we'll talk about is when he mentioned that when there is situation at hand and you are going to take videos or coverage, you should make sure you take the accurate thing and inform Ghanaians or your viewers about it. So perhaps the videos we were seeing on social media and what have you were not the actual scenes at the Insawam Road, per what I listened to the engineer, you understand? And also he's been able to touch on the $77 million that has been paid. Meaning that all what I said here, that there were certificates raised to projects that has been done on the road, which has been paid, signed and sealed, and the monies have been taken. But we didn't see the monies reflecting in the pocket of the contractor to complete the roads. So that means it is on records that the NPP just gave monies out to people who are not even contractors, and they squandered the money without executing. That is not what he said, though. But per what he said, he was like, when they finish up a project on the road,
she got it all wrong.
Madam,
that's
relax.
why I
you see, when they finish up a road, and the money you did mention, $77 million that has been given out to contractor, he made it clear, he elaborates that there are some jobs that has been done already. Those are the payment to the jobs. And it was the NPP time those jobs were done. But payments were done under the current leadership of John Dramani Mahama. You understand? That should tell you that there were certificates that was raised on projects that were done as at the previous government, which were not paid. But they told us that portion of the IMF second or so third tranche that came, they were going to use it for road contracts, to finish up road contracts. So where are the money? That is what I mean. You understand? So at the end of the day, I am happy that he has given us enough information about the road construction, which in no time, drivers and commuters are going to see much progress on the road. So we are grateful to him this morning, and equally grateful to the Minister of Roads and Highway for taking up that swift response to attend to the issue on the road on Ofanko. And Akwetia. This morning, let me send my condolences to the families of Honorable Eneskumi. He's a fine man, a fine politician. And then the very day I heard he passed away, I was very, very sad in the office because I met him once at my boss's office, Honorable Sami Jemfi's office. And I should tell the youths that are watching us do politics, who also want to become politicians someday, that, see, both NDC and NPP, you could belong to NPP, I could belong to NDC, but at the end of the day, we all have people who have to push us to the top. Because today, if it is not the NDC, tomorrow it might be the NPP. But let me put on record once again that the NPP is going to stay 42 years in opposition to learn from us. And here, Akwetia, we are going on election based on the fact that we don't have an MP in Akwetia in our books as NDC party. Yes, we don't have an MP in our books in the NDC party because our past honorable had issues with this particular elections, which we didn't agree on the collated results that took him to parliament, which the issue even went to court, and he was just there was a contempt placed on him, but later was reversed because court issued a release that it should be reversed. And even the day he was about to be inaugurated into parliament, he was told that, see, this we are going to do, there will be issues. When the consequences come, are you ready to face it? He said yes. So at the end of, based on this one or two things, reasons why we are going for that election. And we are grateful for the NPP. We appreciate them that they have been able to leave the by-elections at Tamale Central for us. We appreciate it's not the first time a political party is opting out. We equally did some few years ago. Exactly. And you can mention but a few of them that we have opted out. Maybe the resources they want to channel to Tamale Central, they know they are not going to win there, so they can channel those resources to Akwetia and win. But Akwetia is for the people to decide that we want NDC to lead us because of the goodwill government they are bringing to Ghanaians and the comfortability they are enjoying now. So Akwetia, bawai, remu mwa hu se nia ye kono. NDC fo amagana ye de amobia enti eyezu.
Okay, thank you very much, ladies. So that's I'm out of time, unfortunately. I cannot do about it.
Please, I just wanted to explain certificate of work. It seems Gifty doesn't understand the word certificate of work. Certificate of work, from how she explained, that is not it. Certificate of work, let me read, which is also known as employment or service certificate. It's a document that verifies an individual's work experience, skills, and employment history. It typically includes information such as employees' details, job responsibilities.
So if you don't provide that, payments cannot be done.
Please. And you know,
if you don't provide it,
payments cannot be done.
She is a member of the NPP communications team. Gifty Enangbedevi is a presidential member of the NPP. NDC communications team. Unfortunately, I'm out of time. I have 2 more interviews to go.
Just one. I just want to greet a few people.
No,
I'm not going.
You're going to greet a few people.
Yes,
okay.
I'm going to greet a few people. I want to wish the parliamentary candidates for Akwetia all the best. You know, we all know that he's going to win.
Okay.
Come whatever, he's winning, and we are all solidly behind him. And then also a brief greetings to Young Lawyers Association for Baumia. They are performing wonderful.
Ladies, thank you very much. I will be back after this breather. TV, your complete morning companion. Let's take a quick trip to the UK and back. And my guest this morning is Abnanyako Apia. She is a solicitor. She'll tell us why she's back home, what she's doing. And for those of you who want to travel to the UK, lend me your ears. Good morning, Abna. How are you?
Hi, good morning. I'm very well, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing awesome. Thank you for asking. Why are you back home?
So, yes, born and bred in Ghana, in Obuasi, grew up, later came to Kumasi. So moved to the UK some 9 years ago, but I try to keep in touch with my roots, so I come back as often as I can. So this was for a family vacation, but also to see the family, to supervise some projects. But we also had a program called Live in Abroad seminar, which has been postponed by the organizers. So yes, we were looking forward to that in Kumasi. So that was one of the reasons we came. But yeah,
life in abroad, 9 years on. How has it been?
By and by, generally, it's been good. There are ups and downs. I always say home is home. I am Ghanaian through and through. I don't think being there for 20 or more years is going to change me. I love being Ghanaian and I love being home. But yes, the advantages to it as well. The modernization, the Western way of doing things. I think in Ghana, unfortunately, we are a bit mediocre in our approach to things. So I hate waiting. So when I'm in queues waiting for things, I'm like, this could have been that. So yeah, there are definitely advantages to it. 9 years on, I think it's good. It's good, but you have to know how to go. And when I say how to go, which routes are you taking to go and all that, which we will delve into later. I think it has been good for me. I went to study, so it also depends why you live in your home country, because this is your comfort, this is where you have family, you have your support system, which is very lacking abroad. It can be very depressing, so people go and get diagnosed of all these illnesses, mental illnesses, which we don't really highlight in Ghana, but it's very isolating. So yeah, it depends. It depends. It has been good for me, I would say.
Okay. You're a solicitor.
I am, yes.
And in Ghana, we know that a lot of the time, barristers are equally solicitors. You are a sole solicitor. What does it mean?
Okay, so a solicitor in Ghana will say is a lawyer. Just like you said, there's a distinction between solicitors and barristers in the UK. So barristers do the court work. We call it advocacy. So they go to court and plead your case and all that before a judge. Solicitors, we do the paperwork. So we do the main work. We like to pride ourselves and say we are really doing the lawyering. So we do the legal, the paperwork and everything, and instruct barristers. So barristers will become we pay them, literally, so to speak. So yes, so if you're a barrister watching me, yes, I'm throwing it under the bus this morning. But yes, so that's the distinction. We do the paperwork. However, some solicitors are barristers as well. When you train to be a solicitor, then you're a solicitor. But you can do a course called higher rights of audience, then you'll be allowed to speak. Even with solicitors, we can speak at the lower courts. We can advocate at the lower courts. If you want to speak as advocates at higher courts, then you need to have that higher rights of audience certification to be able to do that. So basically, solicitors do the paperwork. We are in the background doing everything, and barristers who do advocacy in courts.
Let's talk about immigration policies in the UK. I know that it's evolved over the years. How has it evolved and what major changes are there, especially for immigrants?
Okay. So immigration is an area of law that deals with visas and everything. So there's a department in the Home Office called UKVI, United Kingdom Visas and Immigration. That's the department. So for some people listening to us this morning, if you've ever tried or you're in the UK, you went to, it was Movenpick before, they've moved their office somewhere, you go there. And so that's a department in Ghana called the UKVI, who is a representative in Ghana and major other countries. You go and do your fingerprints and all that. So immigration is that area of law that embodies that. When you're coming to the UK, you obviously need a visa, as with many other countries. So that's what immigration law is about. And it depends on what you're coming to the UK. That would show the kind of visa you need. So there are 4 major areas I usually say people can come to UK. So you can come on a visit. As the name suggests, you come and visit. You get 6 months. Even if you say you're coming for a day's conference, the standard visa they will give you in the UK. I know in Schengen states it's 3 months, and in US it's 5 years. They're trying to change that now. I'm not a US lawyer, so I won't go too much into that. But for UK, the standard visa is for 6 months. Then you can come as a student, which I went some 9 years ago to study. You can do your first degree or master's or PhD, any of them. That will also take you on the student visa route. You can also do come as a spouse. Some people have found their love abroad somewhere, so you can marry someone who is British. And sometimes when we say British, we are thinking of why British. Some Ghanaians are British. You stay there, you go through the process, and you become British. So that as well. And you can also come on a work visa, which has been very predominant lately. They've cut some of the visa routes on that side, but those are the major areas major visa routes you can come to the UK on.
I was asking also about the immigration policies. I know that they've tweaked them a bit, and you see persons on social, especially on TikTok, say, "Oh, UK for necessary no memo," and then it creates a bit of panic. How do these changes affect or impact my immigrants?
Okay. All right. So immigration law is the fastest changing area of law in the UK. So it changes ever so often. So people used to say, "Oh, we used to do it like this. It's no more like that." So we always advise people, seek legal advice before you make any step. And sometimes when people are in Ghana, they think, "Oh, I can't afford a UK lawyer." I tell you what, some of these agents, the stories that have come before me, how much they are charging, I'm like, it's ridiculous. So being a solicitor, called to the Senior Court of England and Wales, which is what I am, we are regulated by the SRA. SRA is Solicitors Regulation Authority. So you have a license, and they strike people off easily. So you don't want to be struck off and not be able to practice. So we are guided by what we can do and how much we charge. We have a fee list and a fee scale. So I can't charge you more than a certain amount. So I'm not supposed to do that. When I hear some of these amounts people are charging, I'm like, this is ridiculous. We will not do that. So that is the first education going out, that you can't afford a UK lawyer. So please seek legal advice before you do anything. So these changes, there's been a lot of changes in the immigration rules lately. I'll tell you why they have done that. So they open the skilled worker routes. The skilled worker route has always been there, and they're looking for highly skilled labor from all over the world, obviously, to come and do their country for them. So there are so many people on the shortage occupation list, so many occupations, I would say. After COVID, we know COVID happened 2020, the world was in a very bad place, pandemic and all. So after that, so many carers, some people left the care industry because the care is a very big industry as well. Because when people get older, they are moved to care homes. Even when you want to live in your own house, you have carers coming in, doing medications, helping you with your personal care and whatnot. So many people left because that involves coming close to people. People don't want to be at risk. So people left the care industry, sorry to say, but some people died and all that. So they added the health and care visas on the shortage occupation list. It wasn't there before because it's not a highly skilled labor. There are lawyers, there are engineers, there are all sorts of occupations, but care was not there. So after the pandemic, they added the care, opened the route to people from Africa, all over the world. If you want to come to the UK, just come. And you didn't need experience. Once you were able to say, I've watched a family member, I've watched a child, which every person in Ghana would have done, you would be able to come to the UK on this care route. So they opened the care. However, there was a lot of abuse. There was a lot of abuse. Stories came to the Home Office. There was one case that came on BBC where someone had a rap sheet. So a rap sheet is when you've written information about your spouse. So it's like, where did I meet my spouse? Accra Mall. What is you should know this if it's true. Because when you're coming on a spouse or dependent visa, what you're saying is that you're in a genuine and subsisting relationship with a person who has the right to live in the UK. And the relationship can be genuine and not subsistent. So subsistent is the continuity of the relationship. So so many news came to them. There were visa scams, there were There was a documentary that a lady did. She's Nigerian, uncovered so many of these things. So people will come, maybe a man is coming, would add someone who is probably not even a wife to it, and have like 5 children who are not his children. So all these things came. So the UK said, look, I need to. So the people were bashing them, especially the born and bred British. You brought people in our country, infrastructures are being... So in a class, typically you have maybe 20 students, but because so many people are coming, they're bringing their children, they're having to expand the class to 30, which is not what they want. Infrastructures, there's a lot of traffic now because so many people are coming. There was a minister who spoke on LBC the last time and said, people are coming to our country, but they're not bringing a piece of road. So you haven't brought you a piece of road. So it's the same road, the same school, the same housing. The UK is becoming choked. So they said we have to do something. So they have made major changes in the UK immigration rules, which includes completely stopping people from coming on the health and care visas. They initially stopped dependents from coming. So you can come, but don't bring your wife, don't bring your children. We don't want them here. It's coming too much. That change came into effect 11th March 2024. But as of last month, 22nd July, they said completely no carers will be allowed to come from outside the UK because of the abuse. There's stories upon stories of how people have abused the system, brought people who are not their children, come to the airport, and you're even asking the child's dates of birth because it's not their child. They didn't probably think or rehearse that they don't know, and things like that. So that's why they have had to make these major changes.
That's quite sad because a lot of people use that route to go to the UK. But then let's talk about the issue of immigration scams. And in your submission, you've touched on that a lot. How prevalent is that in the UK?
It is ridiculously prevalent. So obviously, people want to travel, and like I said in the beginning stages, travel, but travel right. What people do, I think, is something that is from Asians. People say connection man. So they'll go to this connection man. I know a friend who went to a connection man who she always met this connection man in a Lotus shop. And I'm like, you're going to give this money to someone who doesn't even have an office and you think he'll be able to take you abroad. Has he ever been abroad? You know, these are the questions we need to ask ourselves. So you go to someone and they tell you, they promise you heaven and earth and tell you when you go is the end of your problems. You're bringing all your family members, all these things. And then they come and it's not like that. So it's very prevalent. So many people have found themselves in these situations. I speak to gentlemen, I speak to big people, and they are crying on the phone, literally regretting their decision. There was a lady I spoke to who said, I was a head teacher in a secondary school. I was living a comfortable life in Ghana. This agent promised me everything I needed to hear, told me everything I needed to hear, and I came, and it's not like that. So they bring people on these skilled worker visas. So you're supposed to work. You're supposed to work at least 37.5 hours a week. And maybe there's a care home called maybe Abna Care Home. So I have 10 slots. I can easily provide for 10 slots for a week. But I'll sell the COs. I'll get this middleman to sell the COs to about 40 people. So when you come, it's either we're giving you 5 hours each.
What's a COS?
Okay, COS is certificates of sponsorship.
Okay.
So certificates of sponsorship is what you get. It's like literally a contract. That's what you get. It has your details. It has a home office reference number on it. So you use that to apply. So if you're coming on a student, it's called CAS. That is certificates of acceptance for studies. Okay. That's the difference. That's the key document. People. So even that visa route, people call it, I came on a COS visa. It's not COS. It's just a document, but that's what it's
because I keep hearing that a lot.
You hear that a lot. Yeah. So people even call it COS routes. It's not a route. It's just a certificate of sponsorship you get. So people have been deceived, come to the UK, promised heaven on earth, and get nothing out of it. So these visa scams are very, 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 very prevalent.
So how do Ghanaians spot these scams? How should they be able to spot it?
Okay. So first of all, use a UK immigration lawyer. That is what you need to do. But if you have someone, if there's a travel agency, some of them are reputable, so I don't want to trash all of them. Some of them are reputable. You have to check that you're going to an office, and if you have to check if they are registered with, I don't want to say it wrongly, but the organization that registers business in Ghana, you have to make sure they are registered. First of you're going to a reputable person, and you're having a proper discussion about even when you say a proper discussion, they can tell you and it would still not happen. If you know someone in the UK, let them check. Even you, I think the world has become a global village now.
Sure.
If they're telling you the company is somewhere in Nottingham, it's in London, I think you can Google it and find out if it is. You can check also if they are registered in the UK, the business. So these are some of the things you have to do. But also, people need to question the money they are charging. COSs are not for sale. Certificates of sponsorship, they are not supposed to be for sale. Fortunately, some people are charging ridiculous amounts of money. I know people who have given their truck, they've given their lands, their houses up to come to the UK, and for what? And sometimes when you say people are like, you are there, if it is that bad, come and live in Ghana. We're not saying it's bad. We've gone through the trenches. We've gone through the system. I was a student years back. I've gone through it, and now I'm somewhere, still on a visa, not even British yet, and things like that. So it takes a longer period for, it's not, I
know, right? So what's the best way to travel to the UK?
The best way, I would say, visit visa is a no-go. Maybe I'll tell you what's not best first. So people come to the UK on a visit visa. It's like, oh, if you're able to enter, you can do pop. It doesn't happen again this time. So we had a physical card to prove your right to live in the UK called BRPs, Biometric Residence Permit. They have changed that system, and we are on the e-visa now, electronic visa. So when you're going to the UK, you don't need anything to be, you go and the person will just scan your face and everything is there. So everything is electronic now. Years back, people could take someone's documents and go and find a job here and there. Now, if you go, the person who is interviewing you has your details before them. When they see that, sometimes I think the white people are not able to make us out. Even me, my classmates, now I have this hair. If I change and do braids, they'll probably not recognize me. So that is what people get away with. But now, if the image is on the computer and you're sitting before them, they will know. So they can call immigration enforcement for you and they will deport you. So don't come on a visit visa now with the intention to live there. If you want to come and visit, yes, the UK is a holiday destination like Dubai and any other country. By all means, come and visit. Do not come on a visit visa to stay. If anybody tells you that now, that is a bad advice. You can come on a student visa like I did if you want to study. However, when you finish, there's a visa route called postgraduate visa that you'll be allowed to work for 2 years. It wasn't like that when I went, but they're reviewing that as well. They want to change that. So once you're done studying, they want you to go back to your home country. So even that will not give you permanent residence. If you are looking to relocate finally, if you're a lady, if you're a gentleman, you find a love interest outside, that is the best visa, spouse visa. It allows you to do everything, anything. You can be self-employed, you can do anything. But if you're coming on a student visa and any other visa, I highly recommend that you have some something you can do with your hands. If you can do braids, if you can do wigs, makeup, something, so that it will help you whilst you're a student, so that you can be doing some side hustle to earn some money. The work visa is also there. If you're skilled labor, you want to come, you're a lawyer, you're looking to relocate, you're an engineer, there are opportunities. So by all means, you can come on that visa. It allows you to bring your family as well. They have increased the financial requirements, that salary threshold up, so that employers, they're doing everything to even discourage employers from even employing people who are highly skilled labor. So the best visa route to come on is to come on a family visa that is coming to your spouse or coming on a work visa.
How do people like you help persons who are looking forward to going to the UK?
Okay, so like I said, I'm qualified in the UK as I am a solicitor, so I do immigration mainly, but I do family law. So if you're looking to do international adoptions and things like that, employment law in the UK as well. But if you're looking to relocate, that's an area of law that's immigration and governs. So you can, by all means, reach out to me. I'm happy to help. I have a regular show I do on TikTok. So on Wednesdays, I'm there. On Thursdays, I'm there as well. So you can reach out to me on Lawyer Abnanya Kwapia on TikTok. I can help advise you. Like I said, do not be scared of the fees, because if you compare to the agents, what they are charging, that is very, so I am happy to help. And I think it's also lack of education. Sometimes people call me and say, can you help me relocate? They're probably thinking it's only after you're there that you need to seek the advice of an immigration lawyer. You can seek the advice from outside the UK, help you together and show you how to settle there if you want to settle. One thing I think all Ghanaians need to know, if you relocate to the UK, you need to seek advice immediately. When you get there, contact a lawyer, in fact, contact me and then seek advice. Okay. I'm here, I want to stay, what do I do? Because some of the things has to be done in retrospect.
Okay.
So if you wait and come to me a year on, I would have told you should have done this first, but because you didn't know, now we can't go back in time to do all those things. So definitely seek advice once you get to the UK. But even before you get there, I am happy to help, and yes.
So if you want to go to the UK, contact her. She's on TikTok. Lawyer Abnanya Kwapia. So that's Abnanya Kwapia. She is a solicitor in the UK. So she's your best bet to travel safely to the UK. I am back shortly after this breather. Stay tuned in. Welcome back to the show. This is still GH Today here on GHOne TV. Now, let me pat a few people on the back. In Ghana, a youth-led NGO called Lifeline is making a significant difference in the lives of orphan children, founded by a group of young students from International Community School in Kumasi, Ghana. These little ones provide essential support. They create a world where orphans can live with dignity and smiles. And this morning, I want to encourage them to do more. It's not easy to become change makers, but if young people want to take this up, we want to say big ups to you and keep doing more. I've been joined in studio by George Safo. He's the founder and CEO for Firefly.io. We talk about the tech world and what we can use robots for. In the past, when you talk about robots, you just want to see people do this, do that. That's what we're talking about on Tech Daily. Here, and I have in my hands XBot.
S+.
What is XBot?
So it's ExploreBot.
Okay.
Yes. So ExploreBot is educational robotics kit. Yes, that we use to train youth, children, and individual on robotics, coding, 3D modeling, AI, IoT, and all that. So it's a whole kit that which we develop right here in Ghana. Yes, and the idea is
you developed this solely in Ghana?
Yes, right here in Ghana. Everything that you see.
Wow. Including this?
Yes, including that.
I'm confused. I don't even know what this is.
So yeah, that is the brain of the robot.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's the brain. So you get to assemble, you get to put the pieces together to form the robot that you want to. So I can maybe just do a quick demo to assemble for us to see how the final look will be like. Yes, and this is not just even the only thing you can do with it. You can do so many things with it. Okay, so it also comes with a manual that the student can actually assemble by themselves.
Now, how different is this from the other educational robotic kits you see on the market?
All right, so I think in Ghana, we have robotics education going on, but one of the challenges has been about the cost. Yes, the cost and also the access when it comes to robotics kits. I think when it comes to the common one we use in school, which is in high school, is the EV3. Yes, and currently EV3 costs around 12,000 Ghana cedi plus.
Okay.
That's for one kit. So you ask yourself how many schools can actually afford one of these. And the other one we have is also the MBOT and the VEX and all that, but these are all quite very expensive.
Okay.
Yes. So what we are doing is that how can we make sure that we have something less costly, but again can also provide the same knowledge base and the skills and everything that the child or the students need.
So how do you mentioned this is affordable?
Yes.
How do you balance the cost such that even though it is not that costly, they still have effective robotics to work with, especially for children?
Yeah, so I think that is one of the unique aspects is the 3D modeling.
Okay.
Yeah, so because we design it and 3D print it ourselves right here in Ghana, it makes it very, in terms of the parts, very less costly as well. Yes, and also there are a lot of the components that we also develop right here. So it also cut down the cost of everything. Yes. The idea is we want to find a way to simplify everything for the students.
Okay. Now, walk us through how this is done.
Okay.
So that if parents out there are watching, I'm sure they are wondering, hey, how do I assemble this for my ward or child?
Yeah. All right, so it comes with 4 DC motors, and we have the 3D printed parts, as I mentioned. So you have all that inside here. You have your brain as well.
Oh, so what I brought out is the brain.
Is the brain. Yes.
Okay.
So then you have your motor holders. So I'll just quick assemble them right now. All right, so I have the wheels as well. Okay. So that is one. Then you just connect it to the.
Okay.
So it's very easy.
When you complete it, what are you creating?
All right, so this particular one, I'm just assembling a 4-wheel drive.
Oh, okay.
Yes, but that's not the only thing you can do. You can even have a tank bot. You can have a quad. So a quad is more like the robot, more like a spider. Yes, with 4 legs. Yes, you can build it from and all that. So I think the unique thing about ExploreBot is because it's 3D printed, it actually challenges the students to be creative. Whereby they have to if you give this robot to a child, now it's challenge him. Okay, how can I improve on this robot? What can I design to add it to make it my own version? You get it? So what you are trying to push is that we don't want the students to just assemble things or put things together, but I want them to be able to think and create it by themselves at the end of the day.
Okay. I want to quickly watch what you're doing.
Yeah.
But are there opportunities for people like you and for persons who want to go into robotics, learn about these things?
Yes, so there are a lot of opportunities. We do have.
Are they readily available?
Yes, they are readily available. So we do have a lot of opportunity when it comes to robotics. We do even provide trainings. We also have, there's a way that the student can even get a chance to even study outside on scholarship base. So we do run like competitions as well, which give the student the exposure and all that. Yeah, so there's a whole lot of opportunities when it comes to the robotic space.
And is there readily support available for this space?
Yeah, so I think that's one of the things that we have to look into. Yeah, we really have to look at how we can provide support. We need the support from every area, from the government and all that, because right now, as I'm speaking, we have robotics education. We have as a compulsory subject in both high school and middle school. But they are not, teachers are not being, they are not teaching it. And this is because...
Is it because they are not trained? They are not adequately trained?
Okay, so that side is there. And also the part that they also don't have the resources.
Okay.
Yeah, so most schools don't have the resources. So because of that, they are not able to even... at least if they have the resources, then the teachers even try to get the skills.
In the next 5 years, where do you envision Firefly IO?
All right, so at Firefly, our main goal is to make sure that we have robotics education spread across the country and Africa. Yes, you want to make sure every child, no matter where the child is, have access to robotics education. And that is one of the things that we keep on pushing. So apart from the kit so this is it. So this is the 4-wheel drive. Yes.
But that was quite quick.
Yes, very.
I couldn't understand.
So this is just the 4-wheel. So you can also build like a gripper to it and all that. Let me quick assemble this one as well. Yeah. So let me just put this one here. Yeah. After that, I will just upload. So this one have maybe a sample code that I can just run for everyone to see the movement and all that. Yeah, so and also the thing is that this kit also supports different programming language. So we have the Scratch-based programming. Yes, that is perfect.
I did it!
You did it. Yes. So it supports Scratch-based programming, and this is for kids that is around 8 years and above, can actually code the robot using a basic Scratch programming. And we also have the MicroPython, which is for, let's say, high school and tertiary, those that are good with the test programming.
Am I getting it?
Yes, please, you are. So you are supposed to fix the wheels first. So maybe if you take the manual, yeah, the manual will help you to
aid me.
Yes, please.
Okay.
So I just want to. So this is the tank version, which I just want to show. Yeah, as well. So it also comes with a whole lot of resources from grade. So we have other resources that even a grade 1 student can actually learn robotics, and it's range from grade 1 to grade 12. So we have different, in terms of when it comes to the 3D modeling, how you'll be able to design your 3D components for the Explore bot. Also how you can use it to do IoT projects. Yes, and all that.
Do you think that as a society, we are readily embracing robotics?
Yes.
And whether or not we have a long way to go?
Yes, I think we are. So in Ghana, we are. But we still have a long way to go. So that's why I didn't mention that we need the support from the government. The government have to take a look at in terms of what we are doing in the country because we have a lot of invention that is being developed by Ghanaians over here, and I think if the government actually look at how they can support, and it will go a long way for all of us.
How do you want parents, guardians, schools to appreciate these kind of robotics that you're channeling out there?
All right. So when it comes to robotics is, we do say that technology is the future, you see, but as it stands now, this is the future. There's no future again that we are waiting for robots to come. Do you get it? We are in a world whereby technology is part of our daily life, and it's up to us that I think it doesn't really matter the field of work.
Okay.
You need to have knowledge in technology and IT. So which robotics is also one of the major aspects. Because very soon our automation, our rooms are going to be automated. Our daily life, everything we are going to communicate with robots. So how do we make sure that the kids that are coming are not left out? So we need, every parent needs to make sure that they give their child these skills, no matter the field that they want to venture into.
What's your biggest dream for export?
Please come again.
What's your biggest dream for export?
Explorbot.
Yes.
My biggest dream for Explorbot is to see that we have Explorbot in every school in Ghana.
Okay.
Yes, and even across Africa.
And what partnerships have you pushed so far to realize this dream?
All right. So last year, we were part of the MasterCard EdTech Fellowship, which also provided a lot of support for us to expand our reach. And also, we have been also doing a lot of outreach programs, with schools. So we have approval from the GS to run our training in most of the schools as well. There are also companies like the LifeMark Africa, Best Africa, and all that we have been running programs with them as well, just to make sure that we're able to expand our reach and get to the goal that we want to get to.
Do you teach on an individual basis, or do you do that in schools?
Yeah, so we do that. We have schools that we run training for. We also have individual trainings as well. And as I said, so we also organize the Ghana Robotics competition. Yes, every year. And this is the same robot we use for the Ghana Robotics competition, which we have a lot of schools. This year, we are expecting about 100 plus schools across the country. All the way from we have some coming from the North region. We have some coming from the Upper West and all that.
Okay. And how do persons get in touch with you?
All right, so you can visit our platform, that is fireflyio.com, or you can visit our social media platform, fireflyio.gh, any of whether it's on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, you'll be able to get some of our kits and also some of our training and program service.
Okay.
All right, so this is just the movement of the tank bots.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
So this is the tank bot, and as you can see, it's the same.
Oh, you can put them on the floor. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is just a simple code I did I just upload on it. Again, as I said, there's a whole lot of things you can do with it. It's not just about you building this. There's a whole lot of design that you can come out from the Explorbot. And again, I did also mention that you can even code it with Scratch base. So we have our own Scratch base that the student can program with it. We also have the MicroPython and the C++ as well. So this actually is not for just, let's say, 8 years old. We have tertiary students even using it. So our competition, we have like Ashesi, Academic City, other party, and they are using the same kits. So you see that if your child gets it, you can see how long it can, the progress and everything. Yeah.
Okay. Is it expensive to go into these?
I think it becomes expensive during your MVP and trying to come up with your prototype to make sure that you get it to work as you want it. Yes. Well, you are doing great.
Oh yes, I am trying. But how do
you are supposed to fix the motor first. Yeah, so you're supposed to.
But then how does it go?
All right, so you are supposed to take the motor holder off.
This off?
No, the one you connected.
Oh, this one off.
Yeah, and fix the yellow motor first.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So sorry, take it out. Sorry, take the motor out. Fix the wheels. Good. Then you can fix it. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Got it. Okay. All right. Thank you very much, George.
Thank you.
So that's George Safo. He's the founder and CEO of Firefly.io. But how do people get in touch with you?
Yeah, so as I said, you can reach out to me on my number, 0544 52 5401.
Okay.
Yes, we have a lot available. So it comes with a manual that the student can or your child can learn by him or herself. It comes with tutorials and all that.
Okay. All right. So as you can see, I'm assembling a car, 4-wheel drive. You can come for my services. I can teach your child for a small token. I am back shortly. Well, who is the fairest? Of course, I am. My name is Lily Mohammed. Morning companion, and I've been joined in studio by a lady who is using her hands to do beautiful things. She's into the beauty industry. Hannah Appiah. She is the founder of McCann Cosmetics. Good morning, Hannah. How are you?
How are you?
I'm doing awesome. How about you?
I'm good.
Now, let's talk about McCann Cosmetics. Tell us the brain behind it. When did you start, and how has it fared?
Okay. So McCann Cosmetics is, like the name goes, it's a skincare brand, and we are located at Western North and Kumasi. It all started 2 years ago from EOCO.
Okay.
When I was in second year, I had gone for community give back projects, and we realized that we are most of the people there, almost 85% are into farming, and 55% of the 85 are into cocoa farming. And they were not making good use of the cocoa pod. They were not having the proper way of managing the cocoa pod. And after deep research, I realized that we can actually use the cocoa pod to help women, not only women, but both women and men to have beautiful skin, get good products for themselves. And we decided to do a market research and then started producing the products. And that is how McCann Cosmetic came into existence. So we recycle cocoa pod into producing this beautiful product, cocoa potash. That one is very heavy. I couldn't bring it with me. So that's the base for cosmetic formulators. They use it for producing black soap, face wash, many skincare products. And we ourselves use the same cocoa potash, which happens to be our semi-finished products, to produce these ones that you're seeing, black soap, shower gel, body butters, body wash, and many more. Yes.
Walk us through your entrepreneurial journey. Highlights, lows.
Okay. So, like I said, I started it in second year. I did statistics in KUST. So, but the first year, it was more of testing the markets, making sure you are bringing good products. So we're giving some to lecturers, friends, family to try. And I mean, we had a lot of difficulties getting access to farmers, those who are very far from where the site is located. But then we got some support, and then we're able to secure Tricycle to help us. And as part of our journey, we are trying as much as possible that by the year 2027, we should reach every smallholder cocoa farmer in Ghana and create more jobs and increase their income. And so far, we are working with no less than 1,000 smallholder cocoa farmers across Bruna Hafo, Seshio, which is Western North, and we are now heading to Ashanti region.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You're part of the entrepreneurship with Bolawe cohort. Yeah. But how has it been?
It has been amazing. A lot more of lessons has been learned. I mean, we've met great entrepreneurs, business leaders, innovators coming around, sharing their experience with us, how they started their businesses and their up and downs, and they keep encouraging us. We've had sessions on promoting your product, that's product promotion, marketing. We have sessions on emotional intelligence, and as an entrepreneur, it has really shaped my mindset. Yeah.
What specific moment with your mentors did you think that, I didn't even know this?
It was last week. So last week we had the CEO of McPhillips talking to us on his whole journey. And he spoke deep about how he started the business, the betrayers, a lot more. And so when we're having the session, I was kind of reflecting on what has happened in McCann and what is yet to happen, and how I could actually make good decisions to push the business forward. He was very straightforward. And again, we had other sessions from Pastor Brown. He spoke about financial literacy in regards to keeping your records very, detailed to yourself. And you do not have to just think that, I'm spending this today, let me forget about it. When I'm spending the big ones, then I record. No, each person, you need to record it. It helps you to know whether you're making profit or you're making losses. Yes.
Very important.
Yes.
For young entrepreneurs out there who may want to become part of future cohorts, what's your advice to them?
My advice is that you should be bold with your idea. We do not have something like small idea. Just be confident, and when the applications has been opened, try your very best to apply, put in your best, because we are actually gaining a lot from entrepreneurship with Bolawe. And so I would advise all of them to keep working on their projects and keep making impact.
What does the future look like for McCann?
Yes, so for now, we have black soap, shower gel, body cream that helps the skin, that cures skin rashes, body odor, pimples, and other stuff. And we do have potash that cosmetic companies buy from us. And so we are working on bringing different products like body scrub, body oil, and also working with other people to get more partnerships, and also working with more cocoa farmers so we can impact their lives. And we're also calling for, partnerships, investment, collaborations. And by the year 2026, we pray that by that time, maybe we'll be done with our factory. And that is some of the plans that we have for McCann, and also extending our product to other regions. And so we need distributors, we need partners, we need people that would want to work with us. If you're looking at us right now, you're watching us now, and you want to support McCann Cosmetic, we are here for you.
Are you winning this
Yes,
cohort?
yes.
You are?
Yes.
You're 100% sure?
Yes.
How do people connect with you, Makan?
Okay, so on all social media, it's Makan Cosmetics, and if you want me to give my number, I can also give it out.
Please.
It's 055926 7735 0559267735, and then on our social media is Makan Cosmetics. We're also located here in Accra, Osu, China House Restaurant. We have other distributors across Accra, GHOne, Kokomilimle, and then also Kumasi at Emina. Yes.
Okay. We wish you all the best.
Thank you.
In this journey.
Thank
so
you.
that's Hannah Apia. She's the founder of Makan Cosmetics. Let's do some celebrations now. Happy birthday to the friend who's always been there for me. Celebrate, live it up, and cherish the gift of getting another year older. You are the best. May God continue to keep you in His grace and bless you abundantly. Wishing you a happy and bountiful birthday, Judith, from Bruno Gabi. Beauty and hair artist Della Gaji celebrates her birthday. She's the owner. Benjamin, if you're celebrating your birthday,